Oh, there is no fucking vitamin C in that shit.
There are vitamins in there, not the ones you'd expect though.
Yeah, but no, we are here. Damn, what are you trying to do? Get pulled over by the cops? What's wrong with you with that damn hoodie?
Yes, I am.
Allie's ready for that hurricane, man. She got her
Oh
tornado.
yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Did you get much water?
Man, seriously, like almost all the stores were sold out of water. I'm not even kidding. Like I sent a picture to you guys the other day, and like I went to Walmart and like the whole entire aisle filled with water was just gone.
They took the aisle too.
It was like the apocalypse was happening.
No, you should actually be happy that. Here's a weird thing too that's kind of confusing to me is that because Ganja, he actually talked to his your dad or was your grandpa? Who was it?
I think it was my father at the moment that I talked to, and I talked to my mom. Apparently, they're actually in South Carolina. Hopefully, they go further north and hang out with you, Allie.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, I feel like they should move out of South Carolina because they're gonna get hit. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, what happened with Ganja is that apparently, like everyone's all scared about getting destroyed and all this catastrophic. The word catastrophic is very intimidating.
My family's not scared, man. They lived through Andrew, which was a Category 4 on the borderline of 5 that directly hit, and they were fine after that, man. After you go through a big storm in Florida, all the little ones don't mean shit. Like
I don't think that means you're immune to them. Like
no, you're not immune to them. But you get used to them, man. Like I remember one time, it was like in November that we got hit like 4 or 5 different times, and I was off of school for a solid month.
Damn,
after that shit was the power out.
Yeah,
like for just a month, that's kind of impressive to me. It's just like you can get a couple weeks off, where the fuck, that's cool. Everybody, no, you gotta get your ass back. Gotta do your job. But here's
it was getting to the point that me and my friends were wondering, are we going back to school or is this over?
It's just funny to me though, because your parents were telling you on the phone like, hey, we're gonna get the dogs out here, we're gonna be doing all this shit, and then your dumbass is like, what about the fish?
Man, no, that's not what happened. Hold on, fuck you. All right, you make me sound dumber than I am. All right, what happened was my father was talking to me. He was like, yeah, we got a plan going. Your aunt's giving us a place up, in Carolina. We're going to go hang out up there, probably go further north if anything. So, we're going to get the dogs ready. We got the German Shepherd locked up. We got the poodle locked up. We got everything. We got the kettle. We got the food. In my head, I was like, all right, so what y'all going to do about the fish? Because I was worried about, the house collapsing, something falling down and crushing the tank. He got quiet for a second. He was like, you know what, boy? I think if it floods, he'll be all right. And I just paused for a second. I was like, man, fuck you, Dad. I was trying to be nervous for all the animals and shit, man. I'm trying to be empathetic and shit. You calling me out because it's going to flood and the fish will just jump out the tank.
And he was like, you're definitely being pathetic, Andre. It's all right, son. Like,
no, my dad would make the same joke if that fucking thing happened.
I'm looking over here too. Like, I mean, I feel sorry for. I know I shouldn't be making jokes like this and everything, but like, even fucking like the box office is like, yeah, like Florida, you'll float too. Like,
that's one thing I love is right now we got the It movie out and it's one of the biggest movies, and one of the taglines is "You'll float too." And we've had like several hurricanes back to back. I can't wait for like a real flood to happen. They just yanked the advertisement on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to remove that shit.
Dude, nah, man.
It's gonna be the red balloon for it because it's the only thing that's safe.
Dude, I gotta say,
man, that music's freaking on point.
Yeah,
Yo, too.
No, everyone loves saying that. Like, I thought Double Toasted was the only people making that joke of the whole like you float too, but like everyone's like that fucking hip hop like remix thing gets all these views.
Of course, they did a hip hop remix.
Yeah, like yo float too. Oh man, no, it's awesome. But that's the thing though, it's really bad about the hurricane thing. We were gonna talk about that later on this week, and I was gonna like have a whole thing talking about like Hurricane Irma or whatever the fuck. Now there's Jose, there's Carlos, there's Juanito. Like, there's all these hurricanes coming out.
There's the Pepito that's coming over the border.
It's not like a dumb question, but how do they come up with the names for hurricanes?
No shit. Like, I was gonna wonder.
They know alphabetical based on
the
like
most Latin and foreign name possible.
Because like Jose, that was the first thing they thought of.
But what about like Harvey? It was like, I guess like that one, like that hurricane had like a toothpick in its mouth and fucking had overalls. Like, hello there, how's it going? Houston, Texas.
Man, I love what Dijon posted in the chat. Fuck up, this is America. Pretty much, that's how all my friends and family in Florida are reacting right now. I've seen the Wolf of Wall Street post where it's like, fuck it, we ain't going anywhere. I've seen the Mad Max gif where they're ready for the end of the world. One of my friends literally made fun of my other homeboy that went to New York for safety. He's like, man, he's pussy as fuck, bro, trying to leave Florida. Man, I'm here till I die, 305.
Dang.
Man, y'all deal with hurricanes the same way we deal with fucking snow. Like, oh, 15 inches of snow, who fucking cares?
Oh, I'll let you know right now. Yesterday, everybody was fucking barbecuing. Because that's usually what everybody does. If you got a cool block that's friendly with each other, you all get y'all meat and stuff, and y'all cook barbecue and shit, because all your power's going to be out for God knows when. And it's just a fun time, man. I remember smoking so many joints and eating so many hot dogs. It was a beautiful day. And then next day, I'll have to deal with a palm tree falling near somebody.
Oh man, fuck you. No, Alan, shut your face. That was not that.
Oh!
Not that deserving of that much of a boo. Okay, it's an Orlicane. Fuck, I fucked up. Damn it, shit.
See, I knew I was booing you because I knew
that pun is more deadly than a natural disaster, my friend.
Oh man, I swear to God, my puns. It's been a while since I made some puns. Okay, I've been trying to fucking take a break so you guys can like not hate me so goddamn much. But see what happens? They get bad. They get worse. I gotta make sure to fucking stick to the same thing. And by the way, the YouTube chat, I'm gonna show you guys some love. Okay, Adrian's starting a thing. Fuck Nick. So I don't know if that's a good kind of fuck or the bad kind of fuck. You know?
It's better than your own nickname, Ragnarok. So at least we're progressing.
Old? It's still there.
Fucker, you son of a bitch.
Man, I feel like Dr. Frankenstein, man. I know he's dead, but every time I get a strike of lightning, I'm like, live, motherfucker, live!
Ragnarok will never die, man.
Oh, Ragnarok is dead as fuck.
He's like Jesus. If you live with Ragnarok in your heart, he'll always be there.
Exactly. As long as you believe in Ragnarok, Ragnarok will never die.
I like how CJ Grayson, in the YouTube chat at least, he's being pretty cool, making a funny joke about Float Tech and everything. That's cool. Yes, I would be, supportive of Float Tech if we had that. Maybe Jordan could do that too, as far as the technological help. But then
the fuck is Float Tech?
For the It movie, I don't know what the fuck. But then over here, he's giving me a fucking L. Now you take that L. Concha didn't even get your joke in the YouTube chat, so fuck you. Take the L that you could have gave to me, and it's yours now. Fuck you.
Man, my pocket's fat.
It's okay. Concha's not even with the Addams Family.
Oh man, and no, it's not still popping. God damn it, TJ. No, Ragnarok is not popping whatsoever. But that's the thing, though, people. I got both fucking things going back and forth over here, over there, and over here again. Okay, YouTube and I said YouTube. I didn't mean to say it that
YouTube.
way. Hey, don't be trash and going to YouTube.
Just gonna put on a southern accent for the rest of the fucking show.
No shit. And Julian's actually back in the chat and everything. Maybe we'll have him on later on and everything. But Julian said that Corey in New York City is going to be calling you Ragnarok. And yes, I know that's going to be the whole thing, especially with the fucking movie being out, the whole thing. And we might be seeing it.
To see that fucking movie, man.
Man, I really wish, Nick, you were cool with that nickname because I would love to make like an MCA event where we all go see Thor Ragnarok with you.
With Ragnarok.
And just take a photo at the end of that theater, man. Because I think we get a lot of people to just show up and make fun of you during the whole movie.
That would be really fucking embarrassing, especially considering this fact that
I had to sing A Whole New World, so shut the fuck up.
You chose that shit. The Ragnarok thing is basically being stupid.
You did show us A Whole New World.
Of bad
it was sparkling, sprinkling, something beautiful.
She knows the lyrics.
She knows it.
Oh, and by the way, fuck you, Alec, because you totally made him look worse with your good singing. This boy, he's already bad, and then you come up there like American Idol.
No. Have you heard her complain about it? She was like, yeah, man, that karaoke machine was fucked up. It fucked up my tempo. I was going to hit that note a lot harder. So she was planning to embarrass Alan 10 times more.
Okay. I don't think she was literally planning to embarrass me. I don't think there's any way she could have.
I was expecting a key and it changed. And it threw me off.
My whole voice fucked up during that.
You know, I want to see you two fucking sing on Rock Band or something and see how the game says.
No.
That game's gonna be like you both fucking suck.
That singing bar is just going
we're doing karaoke in New York, so watch out.
I still didn't agree to that.
I will be there recording that shit and laughing my ass off.
Alan's talking shit. No, Nick, you're gonna be toasties are awesome. Because when Alan actually started singing terribly, they could have been assholes and started just making fun of him and calling him names and shit. But everyone was nice to start singing along with you and made you feel like a group, man. So it's not like we crucified you right there on the karaoke machine.
Dude, no, that was fine, and I appreciate that everyone that was involved. But then, like the same day, we're at the Lost Wells, and Krishan for the chat, he walks up to me, and goes, "Man, did you do that on purpose?" Oh. Like he thought it was a joke. I just looked at the bartender.
I'm not responsible for what other toasties do. Just what the group does.
Looked at the bartender, said another one.
No, that shit's amazing. And that's the thing. I will be recording when you guys do that shit again. That's going to be fucking incredible. I'm sorry, Alan, that had to happen to you, dude. I really am. But here's the thing, though. There's some things happening tonight that are going to be just as cringeworthy because we have a special type of show to be done tonight. We usually do a viewing party. We usually do anime night. But tonight, it's Ratchet Night, son.
Man, get that shit out of there. There should be dunks, man. There should be hammers with fucking 28 rims. Rings with like
Tim Allen doing that fucking
home improvement. What the fuck is this tool?
Is that a fucking ratchet?
That's a
real ratchet.
That's a real ratchet right there.
No, that's just real ratchet. Fuck you, Nick, for making me make that pun. Fuck you, dog.
Oh wait, sorry, my bad. Wrong picture. No.
Yeah, end the show, man. I'm embarrassed.
No, it's
No,
Ratchet.
but no, for tonight, folks, we're gonna do a Ratchet Night because we talked about it on the Wednesday show. If you guys were watching, known as the Midweek Chat Attack, and for tonight, we're gonna have all the best kind of most ratchet television you could possibly think of, and depending on how many of the shows we get to from our list and from what you guys suggest later on after we get through our list, we probably will finish off with a ratchet ass fucking movie and just have a great time, just enjoying ignorance, Nick, just fucking plain ignorance.
Ignorance as hell, and that's the thing too. There's bliss in that fucking ignorance because there's this character, and I hopefully you guys watch season 7 of Bad Girls Club yet again because we did that last time. We did some kind of like it wasn't a ratchet night, but it was a night where we watched ratchet shit. Right. And man, there's this girl with a voodoo fucking doll, and she's talking to this fucking thing.
Oh, that crazy bitch, Judy.
Why?
Yeah.
I still don't understand why she likes that voodoo doll. I would have burnt that thing.
See, the thing is, like, it's mental illness. You're not made to understand it unless you're mentally ill, my friend.
No,
I'm
man.
trying to make this show seem like it's deeper than it actually is.
Hey, man, when you
deep.
smoke as many joints as I did during that, it was deep. It was about human conditioning. I felt bad for them because I was like, man, what kind of parents raised Judy? Like, what was her father like? Was the father present? I got deep on it, man. Like, I was on some mushrooms. Like, it showed me an experience when I watched Bad Girls Club.
She's looking right at fucking Ellen now, too. Like, you motherfucker, you paid a fucking attention over here, boy. God damn it.
She looks like she's about to stick that finger up your ass.
That's the thing. That fucking hand looks like a dick. A voodoo dick hand thing. Like, what the fuck? That's kind of strange. And,
Oh, boy.
God, look at the lifeless eyes in that voodoo fucking
Man,
thing,
I love the voodoo doll because when you look at it, it's like one of those generic toys that were trying to copy Invader Zim style.
Yeah.
With like the dead Hot Topic look. Man, Soul Plane.
Ooh,
No,
no.
not again. We went through it once. No.
I don't know if I could get Soul Plane played because I actually forced everybody in this call, like the whole crew, watched Soul Plane except for Niners because he got the fuck out when he did.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I don't know if I could do that again, but damn, that's in there.
Hey,
you
my
guys are
favorite
talking
thing is how we
about-
got Nick to watch it.
No, that's the thing that's frustrating to fuck me because I was gonna bring this up really quick, man. You motherfuckers, like, if anyone doesn't know what Soul Plane is, think about a movie where they have a hydraulics, not car, not truck, but a fucking plane. A plane
Man, that sounds
fly.
chill as fuck, bro.
Hey, my favorite thing was how we got Nick to watch that movie is, so we got everyone in on there, me, Ali, Ganja, and Anthony at the time. And Nick pops into our rabbit, but we don't tell him the movie we're watching until he's like, okay, sure, I'll watch the fucking movie, whatever. It's also like a few minutes in, he's like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Oh, man, and then Sofia Vergara, or what, I can't say her
Oh,
stupid
yeah,
fucking
Vergara,
name.
whatever her name is. Yeah.
guy, and she's like, oh, let me see over here. I'm going to masturbate on the fucking plane controls. And then Kevin Hart. By the way, Kevin Hart, this is the most non-Kevin Hart movie I've ever seen. That dude
Yeah, really,
is being a
he's-
straight
Man,
man.
you want to hear the best thing? This was his bust out role. I think this was like his first big movie he ever did.
Oh, so bad. Dude, I'm telling you, if there was any movie, if I can just fucking get a picture.
I
of this fucking
I
guy.
think the best part, Nick, of watching Soul Plane was with Alan because Alan, I think we got one Arab joke in the beginning with the metal detector. No, it was one throughout the whole point of the movie. So we're like, oh, it's okay. So I guess they weren't big on terrorist jokes. Literal final scene of the movie, the Arab dude pops up. He goes, "This is my jam. It's the bomb." And
Everyone stops.
Everybody stops and looks at him, and I look at Alan, and I'm like, "Yeah, you got your second one in, buddy. Let's end the movie now."
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. If you guys are wondering how racist it is, it's that racist. It's that racist right there.
Think of the most Arab guy possible, and yes, you're thinking of Aladdin.
That looks like every terrorist from Take.
It looks like the scene from System of a Down, actually. Like, wake up! Wake up! Oh my god, no, System of a Down. I fucking love that band. This guy, I just insulted System of a Down by showing this dude's face and bringing them up. That was really, really bad to me. But the
I
fact
don't
of the
think
matter
you
is,
can insult him as bad as Soul Plane assaulted him.
oh man, no, I'm telling you, dude. Like, I'm sorry, Alan, that you had to watch that. But then again, you should have been more of a fucking man and said, "Ganja, fuck you. I'm not watching this fucking movie."
Hey, at least
And
my
Nick,
shit
run.
entertaining. This
Run,
motherfucker
Nick.
made me watch a movie where the dude talked to a plant for like at least a scene.
It was bad. Hey, that's my favorite part of the movie.
I will say though, there's little things like this. Well, it's loading, so never mind. I ain't gonna be shown. Actually, I'll just show you this. There's this thing, guys.
It's looking like Alan's white family photo.
Oh, look at all the. This is actually Justin on the inside.
Look at the Checkazine family reunion.
I'm not white. Oh, now he's black. Appropriation. Wait, is this fucking like 2004?
What is going on? Okay,
Hold
there
on,
we go.
hold on. I'm loading my DSL, guys. Give me a fucking second.
Mom, get off the phone.
Yeah, turn
Allie,
off the
stop
mic.
talking to your boyfriend. I'm trying to get porn downloaded.
I'm looking. I like how Red Robot Keen, just on time too. With I love that scene with Sofia Vergara masturbating. Yep, of course you do. Here's the thing.
Sofia Vergara, and some people find her attractive, I guess.
No, I find her attractive. It's just her voice. It's just when she talks.
Yeah, her
I wanna,
voice.
like,
She's
rip
all
my ears
right.
off.
The best part is like they make like for the first 2 seasons. Cause I actually watched Modern Family when it first premiered. The first 2 seasons, she wasn't really that bad with an accent. It was like, oh, people think it's funny, so like turn that shit up to 12.
Yeah, and here we go. Like this is a scene, which by the way, I mean, look, I understand it's a joke, right? I know it's like a comedy movie, but like this fucking chick is literally they're about to crash. She lands on a plane masturbating. And this is supposed to be funny somehow. Oh, while she's doing that, there's a couple underneath the plane on the outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're having sex on the fucking like landing gear or some bullshit.
Oh, you know they died on landing.
No, they lived, right?
No, did they make it?
How the fuck?
Oh, that's your problem with Soul Plane. How did they make it? Okay.
Hey man, my problem with Soul Plane is he didn't keep with the story plot line that it set up. There was characters that should have died that didn't die. Hey man, if y'all look hard into Batman, I can look hard into Soul Plane. Fuck y'all.
Oh,
No.
that's a little strange, by the way. Like, look hard into Batman. He's like, oh yes, go ahead and do it.
I'll let you know. Adrian was definitely something hard during the Tom Hardy scenes.
Oh, good lord. I do not want to talk about that because Adrian will come on here and tell us all about her sexual fantasies if we're playing Quiplash or some shit. But here's the thing, though. You're talking about the plotline, that fucking thing. I know a plotline that actually works a lot, Ganja Guru. You want to know what that is?
Ooh.
It's the plotline to Midnight Chat Attack, and the story is you get into a fucking call, we bring you in, you talk to us. Look at all this, look at all those fancy ass fucking videos and everything.
Yeah, I see highlight videos. I see MCA Plus, which we gotta do next week because we kind of skipped out on that.
We kind of skipped.
And with that concludes our review of Soul Plane.
Yeah, no shit though. We really just started changing what we were fucking talking
We just
about.
reviewed it at the start of the fucking show.
Hey man, we gave Soul Plane its due respect, and that's all we can do.
It gets us all 2.5 out of 5 for Nick.
No, but fuck you. But here's the thing, and by the way, Handmaiden was actually worse than Soul Plane. So think about that. That's how fucking bad that movie was. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. But here's the thing: when we're talking about this whole fucking YouTube thing, I want to kind of show something really quick because I'm gonna try to push this more often. But the whole flex and chill thing, I'm gonna have a whole playlist full of nothing but flex and chill highlight videos and whatnot. And when that actually does happen and we start doing those videos, I really do want you guys to come on and give us more of your kind of reviews and whatnot. So for sure, every Saturday, sometimes probably on Wednesdays, but for sure every single Saturday, we're doing a nice, extensive, very formal version of Flex and Chill. So if you guys have movies you guys watched, TV shows, the whole fucking thing, bring your little bitch ass onto the show and tell us about it. But you're not a bitch, though. I apologize for saying that. That was very rude to me, right, Ganja?
Yeah, that was very rude.
That was pretty fucked up. I shouldn't be like
that. That was a very dick-ass move. Like, I think we should probably, cancel your membership with MCA.
Yeah, no. You know, guys, well, bye. No. But you know what, though? I didn't break any rules, though. Because these rules that I did not break, you can tell people what these rules are so they know not to break them as well, Ganja Guru. So here they are for your viewing pleasure.
Ooh, like rule number 1, for example, guys. Newcomers, join the call first. We want those new, fresh-smelling faces. So bring on those fresh, new-smelling faces inside the PM box. Hit me, Alan, Alley, or Nick Diaz inside the PM boxes, and we can bring you guys in through the link. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other.
It's EBK every day, all day to the day, I die.
Oh, damn, that's actually pretty hot. But again, it ruins audio quality for later viewing. So don't drop your bars on the show. Do it later in the after hours. Rule number 3, please no nudity, folks. We got a planned show out here, and that includes keeping your titty inside your shirt because that would get us kicked off of YouTube. So please don't do it. Please no nudity. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. Now, another plan we have is keeping everyone the call that we want in the call for certain topics. So if you guys fuck up and give the link out to someone else, we'll kick you and their dumbasses out. Rule number 5, read the rules. And Alley Girl, please scream this out for Hurricane Irma.
Don't be a dick!
Her mom's not home, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Most definitely. We should have got slapped. We would have heard her mom run up the stairs. Bah!
Live on webcam.
Her mom's gonna run out like, Dick, where?
Girl, I raised you Catholic. You are not to yell dick or look for dick.
Oh my goodness. No, but here's the thing though. I'm sorry, but I really did not expect her to do that shit. Damn!
Nah, she hit that high note, man.
Her neighbor is like, damn, her boyfriend must fucking be. So anyway,
Hey!
Your neighbor's right across the street, like, good for her.
She's got a match. No, no, but that's the thing.
Gave that dick a super like.
People.
All right, y'all been making fun of me because I decided to try Tinder out. All right, I'll just put it out there. Okay, I did it for fun.
That's the thing.
You guys think I should tell the story?
Oh, I don't know what story.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's all you.
Oh, go ahead if you want to. I don't even know what the story is.
I didn't give the dude my YouTube, so he's not gonna find it. So I had a Tinder date yesterday.
Oh shit! I didn't. Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. Not really.
Oh wow!
Story. So this dude and I have been chatting on Tinder for a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, you know, can I have your number, your Snapchat?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll get my Snapchat." So we've been like Snapchatting back and forth, and like he seemed like a really cool dude. He's a filmmaker, you know. So we were like telling, you know, asking each other stuff about movies, and like, "Oh, he's really cool." So I asked him like, "Okay, hey, do you want to see it?" And
what do
like,
you mean, dick?
Movie.
Oh, yeah.
Movie.
What do you mean, winky face?
Yeah, so we went to the movie theater to see it, and like where we went, it's like an epicenter, so there's like a bunch of stuff to do. A lot of people like to hang out there. So we got there early, and so we were just walking around. There were some activities, there was some live music, so we just walked around, and he was talking, and I started noticing that he was talking a lot. And like, I was like, okay, you know, he's kind of interrupting me and stuff, but, you know, maybe he's just like nervous or whatever. Like, oh, rewind back. So I just swiped right because the dude was a filmmaker. I thought like, okay, hey, we can connect, network, you know, work on some projects. That was my whole intention. And it was all good up to the point where I was talking with my friend, and he was like, yo, I want to see everything. Like, I want you to screen cap everything and like show me, because he got me into Tinder in the first place. So I screenshot a Snapchat message, and I didn't know at the time that on Snapchat, the other person is notified when you snapshot a picture.
Damn.
Yeah, so ever since then,
Ass got because your own dumbery.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I was stupid. I was really stupid. I didn't know any better.
Google,
so
girl, Google.
I told him that I didn't think anything of it. But anyway, I like told him the truth. Like, hey, I was just showing my friend, and so I thought, okay, everything's all right, but I hope he doesn't get the wrong, you know, type of feeling or whatever. But anyway, so like, yeah, we're on the date. We go to see the movie. And then afterwards, we start walking to get something to eat. And so he starts telling me about his film projects. And he said that he shot this commercial and that he was complaining because he put it up on YouTube. And this person commented saying that he was racist and that he was insensitive. And I was like, what type of commercial did you do? And he said, oh, it was a beer commercial. And the dude in it who grabbed the beer was Arab. And I'm sorry, I can never pronounce that word right.
Arab.
I can see you're a big fan of Soulja Boy at the youth.
But yes, he was Arab, and so he screamed out Allah Akbar and then exploded. And I was like,
and then he dead ass looked you in the face. I bet was like, was that a little racist?
I don't know why people think he's racist.
I was like, what?
Ali, when you told me that story, the only thing I could think in my head was like a real racist commercial. Like, when you are in the desert and you need something cold to drink, I love Budweiser.
That's exactly what he told me too. I'm not even exaggerating.
I'm saying Budweiser is the bomb.
Yes, that's what he did. That's exactly what that was it. I didn't remember that much until you said it then.
Oh, really?
Yes, he actually said the bomb and then exploded. I am not
expected this to be some super American, like, do you want American beer? Drink some Budweiser. Get this Arab out of here.
We're gonna go on an alcoholic jihad.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah. So I was like, he's like, it wasn't that bad, right? And I was like, he's like, it's not that bad, right? And I'm like, it's a little tongue-in-cheek.
Well, you should have said, yeah, it's not bad.
I was trying to be nice. But then we go and sit in this diner, and we're, ordering food. And then he starts talking more, and I'm like, okay. And so he then goes on about this girl calling him a racist because she thought he said that there were no black people in Charlotte. And he was like, oh, no, there's totally black people in Charlotte. Like, that's not what I was trying to say at all. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? And he just kept going on.
Yeah, I never see black people in Charlotte. I look around, all I see is white people and Latinos and Mexicans, but, there's no black people. Like, even now, I'm looking across the table, I see no black people.
Oh, yeah. And I was like,
how do you start a conversation like that? Like, how does that even get involved?
he just brought it up randomly. We're talking about something completely different, and all of a sudden he just brought that up, and I was like, huh? So yeah, the whole like dinner consisted of mainly him talking. I couldn't really get a word in. He asked like some questions occasionally, but then he always brought it back to him, how he's doing all these films, how he's editing, how he likes football, and how he goes, hey.
Wait, was that
Will? Valley Ellen knows Will.
I'd say even Will is more considerate. Like,
oh shit! When Will's more considerate than you fucked up.
yeah, man. No, yeah, because like the dude was nice. I won't say he wasn't nice, but like he was very ignorant. And
Allie, tell him how that shit finished.
Oh yes. So we go out of the diner. We start walking back to the car. And so, because I'm like, I'm tired because I had been up all day. So I'm like, I'm really freaking tired. I wasn't feeling it. Like, how can you make film sound so freaking boring? I don't know. But he did. And I wasn't interested at once. Yes.
I was going to say that, Justin.
We're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're walking back to the car. And it's in the car garage. And luckily there's like a lot of people around. So like, okay, I feel a little bit better. But we start walking in the car garage. And then I was like, well, it's nice meeting you. And then he goes in for a hug, and I'm like, okay. And then so he like backs up slowly. He kind of lingers. He starts looking at me, and he starts moving in. And I'm like, no.
Dun, 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 dun,
I literally say, just blurt out, no. I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, you have a good night.
Okay, honestly,
that guy fell on the floor and just called life alert, man.
No, honestly, dude, like, I have my opinions of Tinder and everything, but, like, I love this. Like, you need to start telling us this every week. It's like, Tinder Tales, Tinder Tales.
Yeah, I'm making a segment. Allie's Tinder Tales.
I don't think we should push it this hard, because, like, in 5 weeks to maybe a couple months from now, we're going to do a segment on Saturday. So, guys, we haven't heard from Allie in 3 weeks. The last time she went somewhere was on a Tinder date. We don't know where she's at. If you guys hear from bad pictures, please notify the police. Her mom is worried.
So we call it Allie's Tinder Tale. Is that AT&T technically?
Yeah.
Oh, so Nick will just make the image. It'll be the AT&T logo. It'll be like Allie's Tinder Tale.
Allie's Tinder Tale.
Swipe left for a date.
I'm just saying, like, Allie, you need to be careful, girl. Someone's gonna come over here like this. Hey.
You know, this got me scared because Grits looked at me a few times like that. I was wondering what that was.
Well, because you keep calling him Grits. His last name is Grits.
His name is Grits. It should ever be Grits.
Dude, yeah, no. Like, you gotta stop calling him that shit, man.
I would never. I've known him for almost 4 years now. I'm never gonna stop calling this man Grits unless he hangs out with an actual bowl of grits because I will be confused.
No.
See, that's his Sunrise Chat Attack persona is Podrick Grit. So.
What is he, a fucking Catholic priest in the name of the holy toast and the holy macaroni and give you grits?
Oh, I'm sorry, but holy macaroni. Yep, I'm sold.
It's
God
so weird.
damn.
I'm so used to calling him Grits that I think we were having a conversation and someone's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get Patrick in here." I was like, "Who the fuck is Patrick?"
Jesus, man. Something about that name, like even in the PSN, like P Gertz and P Gertie Dirty and Gertie Dirty, where the fuck, I don't know the fucking name, but yeah, I love that.
425, 25.
Yeah,
Aunt Gertie.
fucking that. Someone made an album art of like Gertie Money or Dirty Money, some shit. I don't know what the fuck.
I would love that.
I love that shit, dude. Yeah, Devil's Awesome Community is fucking great with the photoshops and everything. But all I know, Allie, is you gotta be careful and you gotta make sure you keep telling us this shit because that's fucking awesome.
Oh man, yeah. He started Snapchatting me today, and I'm like,
just don't read them. He'll eventually get the message.
Yeah, I'm just like gonna ease out of it because I don't really want to talk to the dude again.
The best part was Allie was asking us advice, like how do you guys like lose attention of another guy? So me, Alan, and 90s were just giving her advice of women have curved us. Yeah, so this is pretty much the effective way to do it because it's been done to me, and I just got the message right away.
But no.
Yeah, if they don't respond, then you just be like, "Well, I got none."
Mm-hmm.
No, but here's the thing though, and you know, it's weird how like Tinder, because Tinder apparently is going to be something like, I guess people don't do it just for dating anymore. It's like for friendship now. Like I never thought it was like that. Maybe I'm just being lied to.
I got on Tinder. Man, my phone cox blocks me, Nick. Because every time I get a match, I go to log in, and my phone corrupts it, and I have to fucking restart the app, and I lose the match. So I've just given up on Tinder. I got to get a new phone.
God damn! Like the shadiness of your phone is ruining your dating life.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Welcome to
That's why I should
2017,
you know
y'all.
what? Get an Apple, folks. It's better for Tinder.
But the same thing was like a year ago. It was like Netflix and chill. It's like they had so much shit coming up, and it's like, hey, like bring some shit over Netflix and chill. There's something going on. But for you now, Ganja, you don't have to worry about that shit because I just saw this. Dejan sent me this shit in Facebook. You know what it is, right?
What is it?
What? He is smiling like he is
Yup.
going to Disneyland.
Dude, Netflix selling his own weed
This
strains.
shit is so dank, bro.
Yeah, Netflix and Blaze is
wait.
actually not called that, but
Can someone explain to me this? Like, someone explain to me who thought hey, we're a fucking movie distribution company. Let's go selling narcotics. Fuck it.
Hey, they're already in the distribution game, so you know they already know what to do.
no, that's the thing. Like, I'm looking at this and like the whole thing about Netflix and chill is just like you chilling. Everything they have on there, like those playlist systems they have, and like just, I mean, literally you don't even have to click the fucking remote. I usually like when I'm watching this on PS4, I just click on something, watch it, have my remote turned off within like 5 minutes, like the automatic thing, and it just plays all night. It's like this is for the stoner. Like this is totally a stoner device. This whole Netflix
No,
shit.
honestly, dude, like the first time I ever heard of Netflix or even saw it in action was I went to a college dorm room where I was friends with them, and I was back in middle school. And the dude's like watching a documentary. I'm like, oh, cool. What service is this? Is this on YouTube? He's like, nah, man, this is Netflix, dog. You pay $10 a month, get all these movies. He's showing me everything. And I think we spent like 4 or 5 hours just binge watching Futurama. Like, I've been to Netflix back when it was DVD option only.
Yeah, same here. I used to send in the mail slips every week. You know, just I watched 3 movies and I send them back. You get Braveheart, Pulp Fiction, and this film next week. You know, so
Yeah, and I mean,
Me and Justin helped kill Blockbuster.
pretty much.
yeah, we did. I'm guilty.
Okay,
You know, it's funny
you guys
too.
ever- Oh well,
Go ahead,
actually, Justin, go ahead, and then I'm gonna ask you guys a question actually, because this might actually turn into a different conversation. But yeah, what were you saying, though, Justin?
Well, I was just saying this whole weed strand thing because I didn't believe it at first, and I looked it up. So it was all to promote that really crappy TV show they just started, Disjointed, the one with Kathy Bates running a pot
Oh,
dispensary.
you mean ganja?
Ganja's family story. So
Motherfucker, man! I swear to God.
You know what's fucked up? I was thinking about getting a haircut on the 15th, and I was going to deal with the Kathy Bates jokes, but I think I'm going to wait another month.
I think
you
that's
get
great.
it
I
wig.
would pay for your haircut if you get a cut like Kathy Bates.
No shit.
Just start coming with a ponytail and shit, just looking like misery.
I mean, if it's any consolation, dude, you already kind of look like the chick anyway. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but you motherfuckers are related. I'm pulling this up right now. Like, I think you've worn that
It's
fucking
crazy how
coat.
similar they look.
Yeah.
God damn, if I don't take care of my body, I'm probably looking like that at 60.
I think I know Ganja's Halloween costume now. So
Yeah, it was Kathy Bates in a horrible Netflix series.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
And by the way, Kathy Bates is beautiful. By the way, I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm not trying to shame or anything. You are sexy, man. That's great. Anyway.
Why'd you call her a man? You said she's sexy, man.
Oh, I don't know, comma. Fucking. The thing is, as I'm looking at this though, I don't. For one, Kathy Bates, I'm getting sick of this girl. She's on fucking everything. By the way, hello, Julian. How you doing, sir?
Julian.
Oh yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah, no, I can't.
Louder,
Oh, it's a silent
louder.
movie. Okay.
No, wait, what are you
sound
saying?
like-
No, but what are you saying though?
Hey, Julian, knock on the wall like they still back in Alcatraz. Come on, knock on the wall.
An Alcatraz?
Yeah, I was making a prison joke.
No, I get that, but that was the most random thing I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, Ellie's face is
alright.
like, what the fuck?
I was gonna make a Holocaust joke, not backed away. That's why.
I figured you were gonna go that, honestly. I was waiting.
He's like, yep, of course, yeah. You would. You
I was
fucking
about to
Nazi.
hop in that water, and I was like, nah, there's some very Nazi sharks in there. I'm good, man.
Try reloading, Julian, and just see if you can go back out and come back in.
That's the thing,
something like that.
with Nazi, it's funny though, like Nazi sharks. I feel like that should be like a fucking like spin-off sequel of the Sharknado series or whatever the fuck.
I was thinking more of like
You
that
joke, man, but that sounds like something as dumb as
Yeah, I
you.
mean, hey, it's all about the Aryan nation, so their symbol must be a great white. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Netflix is making shitty shows like Disjointed. Let's see if we can get this going.
You know, with Justin's puns like that, you know what, dude? Just give me some of that shit.
No,
enough of
the
it.
one thing is
I
I'm
got all
surprised
night.
is like how are they going about this, Nick? Do they release like how they're selling the weed, or is it was a
Yeah.
one-time thing at a dispensary?
No, apparently what the whole plan, I guess, right now, if I can find it, and I'm gonna go ahead and show this little like thing over here, saying according to Variety, there are strains inspired by Netflix shows, including Orange is the New Black, Lady Dynamite, and BoJack Horseman. BoJack.
Ooh, BoJack!
Yes, but see, here's the thing that's kind of cool though. I actually like that because you've seen certain like really professional weed, what do you call it, dispensaries and everything, and they sell like mood-based like products. They don't want to confuse you with like, oh, this has. I mean, I don't know what the term.
Well, not only that, a lot of times that now they're coming up with more custom names is because the weed industry has become more mainstream and more prominent. You actually got people now suing certain dispensaries and growers that are actually trying to use like copyright name like we did in the past. Because they think it's under parody law, but now that they're selling a product that's based under that name. Like, for example, there's some dispensaries in my dispensary that I work at. We were selling this product called Gorilla Glue. And because it has a connotation with the actual product, they're actually suing the grower that actually came up with the name and actually the product now. Because they're saying that they're being infringement on their trademark. And this is kind of scary for the industry because there's a lot of weed strains that have, parody names or names based off of real products. Remember, there was a infamous Girl Scout cookies that happened a couple years back that some stores are not even allowed to carry it unless they change the name because they'll get sued by the Girl Scouts Corporation.
But you mean like infamous like the video game?
Girl Scouts Corporation.
It's kind of like the ones that make the Terminators, but it'll give you diabetes instead of mass killing machines.
Oh, dude. Like, I didn't even know if you were joking or not with this whole, like, this is kind of fucking crazy. Like,
it's true.
I mean, this is why, this is equivalent to the fucking, out, and I think this is also on Netflix, or maybe it was Amazon Instant Video, but that show with the booze, and, what's it called, goddammit? It's like when booze was illegal.
Boardwalk Empire? Is that the,
Prohibition.
Yeah, Boardwalk Empire, yeah.
Boardwalk Empire, yes.
Yeah.
Boardwalk Empire. Yeah. And the thing is, I've always, because I don't know shit about this stuff, because I'm not into it. I don't smoke it, I don't drink it, I don't do any of that stuff. But the thing is,
I do it all for me.
Yeah. Like, some of the issues that made alcohol kind of legal, it's because of shit kind of like this. Like, I'm going to ask you this, like, with the whole Netflix doing this type of thing, and then just so much money being involved in it and all this. I mean, money has investments, too. You know what I mean? So all this shit's going on, making this kind of, like, legal. Do you feel like this is going to make it, like, legal all across the country, just Netflix being able to have their hand in it, because that kind of gets... I don't know. Like, go ahead. Like, I got nothing to say at this point.
No. I honestly get what you're saying. You're getting at where like it's gonna make it mainstream to the point that it's like alcohol now, where you're gonna probably see marijuana commercials where they're not actually smoking, but you'll see buds or probably like paraphernalia that hints that they're using it. And honestly, through like stuff like this doing it, honestly, you could get to that level because out here in Colorado, especially in California, there's actually like late night there's marijuana commercials for dispensaries, head shops and stuff that are on local channels that you can watch. It's hilarious too because some of them like they know who they're like selling their product to, so they'll have like weird mascots and shit. But in the terms of like making it legal, maybe more states will open up, seeing like major companies like Netflix, and who knows what comes afterwards. Maybe you have a Google Plus weed strand that comes out in a couple years. My only problem with this is for the marijuana industry itself, this is not really that good because we had Snoop Dogg in California and Colorado come out here and start his own product of marijuana, and it's known to be subpar to almost bullshit weed. And the problem with that is with all these big guys, doing advertisement and putting a lot of corporate behind it, they're growing more in the sense for bulk than for actual product. Like the dispensary that I work at, we're more focused on the patients. So our time is more focused on growing the plants to their fullest maturation. Whereas you have a lot of dispensaries, especially these ones that tend to get up with more, corporate guys, they're more just growing amount of weed that they can sell in bulk and, cheaper prices. So people can get like $15 quarters or some shit like that. Whereas you have dispensers that are more focused on boutique style weed that you dream about, like weed that's like green, that's like radioactive and shit. So I'm worried about this in the sense that it might ruin the industry. But from what I read from the article, it sounded like all they did was team up with some local growers and just allowed them to use certain names from the shows, which if they're just doing free advertising, there's no problem with that at all, because that just gives them legitimacy to the industry, and it also helps these growers, sell a product with a big name behind it. And who knows if they actually get little profits from it.
Exactly.
So I see negative and good things for it.
Yeah, and there's a trend more to it too. Like I like how it's like this is just gonna be until these fucking shows kind of like fade off or whatever. Because like to make something, especially with BoJack Horseman, it's just kind of like okay. Like for one, I know that has to cost money to even like somehow link the titles together. Like oh, BoJack Horseman, you're using that SEO like fucking contingency.
And it's not. And the thing is, it's not like they went out the reach. It's not like they went and like Magic School Bus Kush or some bullshit like that. Yeah. They did. They actually did shows that have adult themes and actual drug use in it. So it's not like they're pandering to children. Like kids shouldn't be watching these shows.
I'm glad you didn't do something like that show Weeds. Like it's Weeds weed.
I thought that's what they would go for, honestly.
Weed squares.
Although one thing I did say to Alan about this is though I'm afraid that by everybody making these weed shows and stuff, it's gonna make the culture more full of idiots than it already is, because it's gonna be like a more of a product to sell. Like you're gonna see people wearing weed shirts, ironically and unironically now.
It's gonna be the equivalent to like when fat dudes wear the tap out shirt because they're into UFC.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, yeah, man, I got a weed shirt. How much do you smoke? Oh, I smoke like maybe a joint to go to bed.
Yeah, or it's like a fashion sense at a certain point. It's like, okay, motherfucker. And
they do that already. Oh, all the time in Denver. Oh, my clothes are made out of 100% hemp, dude. I don't cut trees for my clothes. Fucking hippie.
Allie's like, wow, like he's just so passionate about weed.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I appreciate that shit though. Yeah, weed power. But someone else actually.
These are the type of people you meet on Tinder, Allie. Just saying.
Not if their phones are broken like mine, Justin.
I'm just saying, dude. We need to do. Everyone needs to see fucking Tinder tales at some point. We're gonna do. It's gonna be a whole intro.
Yes.
She's gonna look into a book. And it's gonna be a Tinder.
Man, if y'all start doing Tinder, y'all better
things.
I'm not joking right now. If y'all start joining Tinder because of us, y'all better put that in the reason box so we start getting some money. I'll drop promo codes like a motherfucker.
Y'all
I need some free super likes.
Dude, that's the thing. I might do Tinder on the show. You know, I just gotta find a way to make it where I can show you guys the conversations without getting sued by somebody.
Dude, I am now picturing a rock on the date, and I love it.
Dude, no, I can use that Ragnarok thing that Will made. That'd be perfect. But anyways, no. But Julie, I want to ask you. I know we never gonna talk about weed, honestly. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like we're never talking about weed again because I don't give a fuck. But Julian, Israel, weed. You said a lot of shit on Facebook about it, and you went to the after hours and everything talking about it. I'm curious, man. Like, do you miss it? I mean, what do you feel? The Israel week, because I know you went to Israel. And
no, I mean, like in Israel, they smoke European style, which is like, I mean, how they do it all throughout Europe, which is like 90% tobacco and like 10% weed.
God, just sucking dick right now.
Yeah,
no, I'm throwing up right now.
I was hot.
I'm throwing up like a motherfucker. Fuck you Europeans and the Canadians. They do that shit too. I'm gonna put y'all on the blast too.
Wait,
especially
why?
the French one. Don't mix tobacco with weed. You are fucking ruining the joint. I hate that Denver's become an international hub. I'm a rant right now. Like, get ready. This is a weed. I hate that Denver's become an international hub because every motherfucker wants to smoke a joint or a spliff with me with tobacco in it. Fuck that shit.
A joint, dude. If we're gonna be specific here, we gotta be specific. A joint is just marijuana, and a spliff contains tobacco.
Not if you hang out around the fires.
I don't even know what's going on.
Drop your weed dollars, son. Write it down. This is 420 class on the MCA. Nick, move on. I'm sorry.
No. Well, actually, I didn't want to move on because here's the thing. I gotta tell you something. Look, I'm a businessman when it comes to certain things, and I know when something looks appealing and not even I'm not into it. This shit is European weed, and that looks trash as fuck. That does not look good. It's like you got the leaves that came off the fucking trees during like fall, like in the autumn.
Half of that is tobacco, though, man. Tobacco looks like shit.
That's not even appealing. That's like, you know, like when you watch.
At least the weed looks like you're smoking vegetables, like it's a salad for your lungs.
Yeah. Generally, addictive things don't taste good or don't look good. Like,
well, see, beer looks delicious.
I
could use more green in my diet.
Looks beautiful, though.
I think Justin feels naughty right now. He's like, oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm just enjoying this episode of the Midnight Pot Attack, you know. So
yeah. Allie, you don't have to tell your YouTube audience that you're a part of this one.
This is gonna be the hidden episode for Allie.
Yep. No, man, but that's the thing, though. Just looking at the stuff, I mean, it just, you're right, man. It looks unappealing as fuck. And the thing is, like, it's like watching the Food Channel. It's like you had to make the shit look pretty. Like when I watch a Cutthroat Kitchen. Shut up.
I'm just picturing a gangster ass chicken with a knife right now and a scar tattoo.
No, Nick, I know what you're gonna say. It's like they're making something delicious, and then they're like, "All right, now we're gonna add this paint."
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? I was gonna eat that.
Man, y'all say that shit. It's worse than that. It's like watching Flavor of Love when that bitch tried to cook chicken in the microwave to me.
Okay, so here's the thing too, and while you bring it up, nice little segue there, because the thing is, I want to ask you, man. As far as that goes, do we have like a little poll or something that we're gonna be watching, or do you want to tell people what we're gonna be watching tonight?
I think Alan is either working on the poll, or if we do not have a poll set up right now, we will actually do it during the actual show because we want to make sure we get you guys that are actually in the rabbit. Because with these polls, it's weird. Sometimes we'll get more votes than people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all just stuffing these motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're cheating. They're going to another IP address on proxy servers and shit. And it's like, oh, I want to watch this fucking thing. Fuck you.
If y'all are doing that for polls, y'all got more time than necessary to hack our shit. Work on the government, make some money. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had one time 30 people fucking voted and like 10 showed up.
But that's the thing, though, people. If you are doing that, like legit, serious moment, and everything, don't do that because you have to realize too, like a big part of what makes these moments so fun and awesome and everything is that everybody wants to watch it. Everyone's like, yeah, let's fucking do this thing. So like, if you do want to watch something, like passionately fight for the thing, that's totally cool. But don't do extra votes. It's fucked up. But
keep democracy full, unlike Trump.
Exactly. No, please don't bring up Trump right now.
No, just a side joke. Just a side
joke. We got hurricanes. We got Trump coming. This is awful. No, but I gotta get the shit off my fucking screen over here. By the way, Jesus Christ.
Man, right now I got a hard on. Look at that plan. I'm sorry, Skull.
Wait, what is that?
Oh, that's some good weed.
Really? So there's purple weed that apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some purple weed. There's some red weed.
God.
Oh yeah, Purple Weed with Prince. That was my favorite movie.
And I was gonna say too, like, is this like Resident Evil where you get like the red herbs and the blue herbs? One helps you with poison.
Man, I'm thinking the same thing.
Well, honestly,
little
I
Tic Tac
don't know
box
if
is sick.
made that a real joke or not.
No, I don't know, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, when I played Resident Evil and then I found out my sister smoked
Especially
weed.
the fourth one, because when you start mixing them, it looks like they're on rolling paper.
Yeah, exactly. They're like a stain
Yeah,
on a
they
sheet.
do give it to you and like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like liquidated and everything.
Dude, I want to see that. Resident Evil
Hey man,
8.
I know how to cure the zombie infection.
No, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna get gross right now, and sorry, Allie, close your ears, sweetheart. Because the thing is, Resident Evil 4, when you get like a little sheet with the herb on it, it's like liquidated, so it looks like someone had like a green period. Like this shit looks fucking weird as hell, dude.
A zombie tampon mix.
It's like Predator, like a female predator. She hit puberty or something. Because he bleed
predator.
green, man. Come on.
Do they have little? Now I'm thinking, do they have like little mouse on the
No,
bottom?
dude, I'm not.
But, I mean, it is like in the aliens universe and everything's genitalia. So why wouldn't there be another vagina mouth down there?
I appreciate that so much, sir.
What are we? What?
Yo, we're
I'm
being
lost, I'm sorry.
scientists
It's
right
okay.
now, Alan.
I like how Julian's
We
like,
are.
man, I want to go back to fucking Israel, man. This is fucking
I-
disgusting.
Sure, man.
From Allie's face, I can tell she's writing her letter of resignation right now.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing, though, and okay, now we talked about we talked about stupid shit, we got goofy, but I gotta get mad over something really quick because this
Yeah,
shit
time of the
is
night.
getting ridiculous. And Allie, we're probably gonna fight because I'm sick of you fucking DC universe. So fucking sick of them. Look at this shit. Well, first off, the title, right? DC reveals new Doomsday Batman, blah, 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 whatever, because I could not give a fuck about their storyline. But apparently, this is a thing where I guess, like, there's Batmen, and they're all huge, like, monster dudes, like Hulk or whatever the fuck. And there's no reason why. It just happens because it's another fucking universe that they're doing. I don't get this at all. And apparently, the newest addition to this and there's a thing called Batman Devastator. The first episode came out this week in the new comics. Allie, do you know anything about this? And do you know why this is even happening? Who's the Devastator? What the fuck's going on?
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Is this a comic?
I honestly haven't been into the comics in a while, just because like after they did the whole rebirth thing, I was just like, you lost me. Like maybe I'll get back into it, but like I'm just like I'm just too far gone.
Yeah, and
You
that's the
guys
thing. Like,
do
I
your
don't know.
thing.
who
I'll
the-
wait until the next reboot.
Yeah, which, by the way, like, okay, so, I mean, obviously, you probably already been through a reboot or two because they fucking redo everything so often. Typically, how long does it last until they actually reboot something when they redo the comics or the storyline?
Who
So
knows?
far, the pattern's been a couple of years.
Seriously?
Like
For 2
when-
fucking years?
A couple of years, like people will complain, like, "Oh my god, what are you guys doing?" And they'll be like, "Well, fine, we'll just reboot it all."
It
Damn.
depends. It's not a consistent thing. It's not like elections. It's like
no, yeah, but
it's like when they feel like when they feel they can do something good.
Like it's
Yeah.
happened quite like frequently since because they had the New 52, and then they decided to reboot to the Rebirth, and then I think they're off the Rebirth now. So it's like it's all over the place. They don't know what the heck they're trying to do.
And, Red Robot King, he's saying that, yeah, like, Nick is always angry. And here's the thing, I don't feel like I'm, like, because I know people are going to say, like, Nick pick, and Nick is just bitching, Nick doesn't like this, Nick is not with us because we're in the comic books and he's not, and he thinks this is some nerdy fucking loser shit, whatever the fuck. And I'm not trying to call anybody a loser. Everyone's cool. I love all of you guys. Even you, Justin. Look at you, precious little man, you. But...
3, 2, 1.
But you fucking morons are into this bullshit.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Again, it's like like I was reading up into this, and to me, it's just like, yeah, they do a lot of this Elseworld stuff where they're like, hey, let's just tell a different story with, one of our most popular characters. It's something that kind of happens, but you're taking one story and assuming it's the entire comic book genre. It's just one story.
Yeah.
I just want to do something mildly. Like to me, it's like they've done something stuff like this before. Of what if Superman was evil, or what if some of these villains were good guys. Sometimes people just do like these what if stories that are just like, well, what if this person that always is good is completely bad? Like in this situation I was reading up on, it's like, what if Batman said, fuck it, I'm gonna essentially create something to kill Superman.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to an extent. And Julian's been trying to say something, so actually I'm gonna give you the spotlight over here, man. Because what do you feel about this in general? Because you're not a big fan of DC Universe either right now.
Well, I'm not a fan of their fucking movies, but
Yeah.
The thing is, Batman especially I think he holds the record for the character who has the most comics. Like, if you went to a comic book store tomorrow, there would be 15 different comics about Batman.
That are probably
Like,
current.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and but that's what I'm saying. Is like, there's a bunch of different storylines involving Batman that are like constantly coming out. And one thing, Nick, just to throw a jab at you, how the fuck can you say that we like dumb shit when you are the biggest wrestling fan I know? Like,
well, you don't know a lot of wrestling fans.
be humble.
No, well, that's the thing, and we won't talk about wrestling or anything. We won't get into that. But I mean, I will say, like, if you're watching Ringside Hangout, I fucking hate wrestling right now. It's a show.
Hold on, to defend Nick a little bit, when it comes to wrestling, at least now in the modern day, what they're doing is trying to change up character style. Like, you're not going to see another Undertaker. You're not going to see probably another Hulk Hogan, because people got tired of that shit in the early 2000s. When I fell off of wrestling, they were just trying to do reboots of different wrestlers in their past, to the point that I think they even had like several Goldust, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Nick? So what they recognize that they're repeating shit and they got to change up. Whereas DC and Marvel, all they're doing is trying to create another universes and do the same stories over, just modernize them with another iPhone. And the terms with what I'm seeing with this is like, oh, this is just some like what if fan mail that they got.
I
Like,
disagree,
okay,
man.
comics.
I think as somebody that kind of is essentially almost casual in both comics and in wrestling, it's kind of obtuse to get into either, because there's situations where I'm watching wrestling with Nick and it's like there's 100 million things going on, and since I've been watching wrestling for 45 years, I don't really get. Comics are kind of the same way, but what the benefit of comics have is you don't really need to know anything about the character, like the other stuff prior. Like I don't know anything about Roman Reigns in wrestling, so I can't really understand.
He's the champion killer.
Sure, but I can't understand why someone like Nick hates them. But when it comes to Batman, there's a few list points about Batman that are always consistent. But then this is just another story with that character. As long as it keeps the same base points, I know who you're talking about.
And here's the thing: you make a great point, but then I want to jump on what Ali said, because like what the thing is, and I don't know if you consider this a good thing or not, Ali, but like when you say like, yeah, they reboot this every 2 years, every couple years, maybe every 4, whatever the case may be. The fact is like, yeah, granted, can just jump into it and dig it right away. But to have so many different Jokers, etc., it's like I don't know what's canon. Like I actually like legit, and this is gonna make me look bad probably, but like I went back and tried to learn this shit for the show, right? Because like why am I doing a fucking podcast about this stuff and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? I gotta learn this stuff somehow, right? And I tried. I downloaded, I pirated, I bought. I have Comixology, the fucking like the account for Comixology. I literally pay for a subscription to get all these comic books so I can actually pay for them and spend money on the shit. I still don't know what the fuck is going on.
Man, I swear to God, if you ever try to get in my hobby, you won't be high 24/7.
Well, that's why I fuck that shit.
Just to kind of get what you're getting at, it's like the comic genre has been going on for probably almost 100 years at this point. So it's one of those things where you can't. It's not like you can go read every single comic issue. It's like television. What you do is you kind of pick what works, and what I usually do for comics is I pick the giant event comics, because they're basically a bunch of the heroes, and there's some giant event that goes across comics, and that's what they stop doing. Like they essentially stop a bunch of issues, have them all funnel to this one like huge event that's going on, like a SummerSlam, if you want to compare this to wrestling.
Yeah,
that to me is kind of the best way to go in there. But then you have situations where it's like the New 52 came out, and it's like, hey, we're starting Batman Volume 1. Here's a good place to start if you're a new fan. That's kind of why the reboots happen, so that people like you who don't know what's going on can just be, oh, Batman issue number 1. I can start here.
And I've been going to comic book stores recently, like on like a weekly basis almost. And like every week there is an issue number 1 for something or another. Yeah. And like just to Alan's point, like I actually bought a couple issues. Like I missed a couple of them because I wasn't able to get to a comic book store. But the Weapon X crossover with the Super Awesome Hulk or whatever it's called, like that went between like 2 different series, which is, I don't know, marketing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I like how they do some of those things, and I think you're talking about like the Wolverine thing, Weapon X, right? Is this it right here, Julian?
I mean, it might. That looks familiar. I mean, it's the one where like the Hulk gets
Yeah,
Wolverine
it's the
claws.
Next
But
program, I think what it was
Okay. Oh
called.
yeah, because we talked about that actually.
Yeah, we talked about that in a while on the show, something they were talking about. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, these issues kind of come out and they take, sometimes they'll take from other stuff, but a lot of times it's like American Horror Story on television, where you can kind of just go in wherever, and as long as it's not an ongoing storyline, you're generally okay.
Yeah, but like for me, like for instance, one thing I want to like kind of express really quick because we actually talked about this, or we were going to talk about this, and I mean I'm not trying to embarrass you because I felt the same thing, Alan. Okay, so this is not to do a jab at you, but the Venom trailer that we thought was real.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
like,
why did you guys
figured that was fake?
you guys fell for that?
No, because
yes.
what it was we put it in there and we looked at it, and then Allie was just kind of studying this thing, going, "This isn't real. This isn't real." And then after about 5 minutes, like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense. It's on this website."
Danielle
This stuff's
said that
not real."
too. Maybe I don't know. She was just like, "It's not real, you guys." No. There goes
Danielle
that
started
joke.
screaming, "Are you guys talking about time?"
I just realized how sexist the MCA is. Both women that we know told us that this ain't real. We said, "Fuck it, we're doing it anyways."
Yeah. No. Actually, I took
Hey, I took it out of the
Allie's
gameply.
advice.
Don't you fucking put me in on that boat.
No. Yeah, Allie was right. No.
You also could have consulted.
Yeah, it was fake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
exactly.
was.
And
We
yes,
should
Justin,
try-
you're a girl too. We'll also believe you. Okay, come
No,
on, guys.
I'm saying I run a news podcast. Dang it! If you wanted to fact check that stuff, I know what's on the movie.
We can read, man. We want to do the fact check.
It's all good, brother.
You thought it was
Hey, we got a solid good
Hey,
15
it
minutes
happens,
out of
man.
that
You told me
bullshit.
you never fell for a fake news story. Fuck you, Justin.
I double checked. Hey, I fact.
We did double check.
Here's the thing, man. I have like a salty little thing to me. I'm just gonna say it, but like when you say like, man, I got a news podcast, I know my shit, but that's why I don't watch TV shows that I review.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying. I don't want to get into that, Justin, but that news podcast shit, you can't use that for everything, sir. Like, but
Yeah, I will.
it's okay. I love you.
Anywho.
But the thing is, though, fuck you. No, but
I did not review
Okay.
Defenders. Dang it!
Well,
Okay.
all right, that was a solid 15 minutes. Nick, you get a cookie.
thank you very much. But there's the thing, like, with the Venom thing, I am hyped for this. That's a bad still. Do you guys even know what the fuck that is? No, not
That's a Punisher logo.
No,
yeah,
when I
probably.
look into it, I see an alien from Third Contact.
That's what, dude. I was thinking the same thing too. Or like this is like
Third
smoke and
Contact?
fucking invincibility. But the thing is like what bothers me about Venom is like, dude. Okay, for one, Tom Hardy is Venom. I don't even know how that's gonna go. I know Adrian's gonna like that shit, whatever the fuck. But I have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's just like you see so many versions of Venom. It's like, do you even like Venom? Like with Batman, I hate every Bruce Wayne except for Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. I don't even like Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. And it gets to a certain point now where I'm kind of like, yo. Martha.
Sorry. I couldn't resist.
Name.
But like, it gets to a point where it's just like some characters, when they reboot it so often, you get so many incarnations. Like, I don't even know if I'm a Joker fan. I like Heath Ledger, but I can't stand every other fucking thing.
Oh, I'm actually kind of with you. Like, I've always hated, except for Heath Ledger, I've kind of always hated the Joker. Mostly because I just don't know why anyone ever finds him threatening. I much prefer the other Rogues Gallery, but he's the most popular. Like, that's the reason you keep seeing, like, a bunch of different versions of him is because he is the most popular villain of all time. And the thing about Venom, it's like, you don't really get to see, like, the reason people want these lesser heroes is because you don't really get to see it. Besides the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, you've never really seen a Venom on the big screen. You've only ever seen it in animated form.
True.
So that's why people are kind of excited for the idea of Venom on the big screen.
But the big thing that scares me, though, is, like, you get a situation where, like, okay, like, with Spider-Man, I was like, dude, Spider-Man's my favorite. I fucking love Spider-Man, like, easily with Sam Raimi films. But then I started watching the animated series, and to be honest, I know this is probably not a popular opinion, but I don't like the animated Spider-Man. I think the shit's
Which one? There's, like, 8.
I like every one I've seen is bad. And I don't know how many I've seen, but I've seen like 2 different ones. I think.
I'll show you some of the, like, one of these days, I'll show you some of the Fox one, because to me, that's my personal favorite one.
Yeah, and in the video games, I really hate Spider-Man. He's boring as fuck. Peter Parker's
Oh,
boring as
man,
fuck.
come on. Nah, I'll fight you on that any day of the week. I just beat Web of Shadows, like, yesterday. I rebeat it. That game is so much fun.
Yeah, and so it's just like I get to a point now where I was like Ganja, because Ganja loves Spider-Man. That's like his, like, I think of Ganja every time I think of Spider-Man. But like, it gets to a point where you prostitute this character so fucking much and have him so many different things, you really diminish who Spider-Man is. I don't give a fuck about the next
Oh,
Spider-Man
I agree
movie.
with you,
I'm
Nick.
done.
He's on that corner working hard.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, stop fucking with these guys. Like, Batman, he was my favorite. I was talking to Atosi today about this whole, like, this story and everything, and me and Atosi were just like, yeah, you know what, dude, fuck Batman. Like, I'm sick of Batman. I don't want to see him for at least 10 years now.
It's one of those, yeah, it's one of those things I'll even agree. Oh, sorry, Ganja speaking.
No, I was making a joke, brother.
Okay, but I was gonna say, so one thing, and I do agree with you to a certain degree. No matter how good something is, the more you have it, you're eventually gonna get sick of it. So that's why I kind of hope that eventually, like, this goes for all comics in general. Start retiring off some of these characters. Start actually building up different characters. That's why I love the Young Justice television show. Me, Ganja, a bunch of people watch, because it was the second generation. It was the Robin. It was the Kid Flash. It was their chance to shine as heroes and stand on their own, away from the main tier. Because yeah, we've told every Batman story, we've told every Captain America story, we've told every Iron Man story, but we haven't told every Nightwing story. We haven't told every Kid Flash story.
Yeah, and
to be fair, they're not really new characters. I mean, they've been around for a while. Too,
they have, but again, like, did anyone besides me saying Kid Flash? Does anyone really know anything about Kid Flash?
No.
See, that's the thing
That's
about is you say that, but there's so many different iterations of Spider-Man we haven't seen. Like, for example, like, I'm hoping that eventually Sony will give back the product to Marvel. I know that's a pipe dream. Y'all let me smoke my pipe. But eventually, I hope that they start to work together, to probably produce a better Spider-Man movie, because I would like them to see it do Miles Morales story. Because the Spider-Man inside of this is the right age of the one from the Ultimate series. So you can easily do a Miles Morales story. I know it does the thing. Shut up, phone. I know it does the thing where you hate where it kills off the main character, Alan, but that's mostly to give a purpose to Miles Morales. Like, it's to show that your selfishness, it's the thing of this, your selfishness can stop you from doing good deeds that could prevent someone else from being harmed. And that's what the whole Spider-Man story is.
Yeah, and just to show some to YouTube chat and everything, and plus, Sharp makes a big thing here over here, because I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I saw this phrase used, like, in that story that I was showing you guys. But he's saying Devastator is one of the evil Batman, and they're a part of the DC Metal event that's going on right now. Now, when I first saw the DC Metal event, I thought it was going to be like a heavy metal fucking, like...
Oh, you thought Corman's going to headlight it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Fucking thing. But...
They have their hit song, Martha.
Man, I would love to do a comic book with Korn where his powers, he sings to, like, bullets and things being thrown at him, and it causes him to reflect different ways and shit.
Yeah, the freaking Unleashed bullet actually runs right into Superman's fucking head.
The lead singer needs to be dressed up like a metal Superman, just like, totally like Korn style, just like Martha.
So basically, Metalocalypse with superpowers.
Yeah, exactly. Death God. Oh my god, no! But that's the thing, though, man. It's like this metal event of DC. Like, it feels like it's like some kind of like race thing. Like when they say like DC event, I'm like, oh, is this like fucking when the cars have that big ass race at the end of the fucking thing?
When you say it, it reminds me of, like, those cheesy cartoon specials they used to do on the old, like, cartoons, like from the 50s and 60s, Nick, that you see on reruns, where it's like, oh, we're having the Harlem Globetrotters. So when I hear you say Marvel metal, not Marvel metal, DC metal, I'm thinking like the AC/DC's gonna show up, like Dio's gonna pop up. Like, I think it's gonna be a crossover, like the metal genre.
You joke, but that probably happened back in the day, man. Like, comics used to fucking do all sorts of shit, getting random like.
Well, no, go ahead, Alan. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, you joke, Ganja, but comics back in the day used to do all sorts of that shit. Like, they used to go with, like, there was a fucking Eminem and the Punisher at some point.
Wow.
There's a bunch of crazy bullshit that happened in the fucking 80s. Or back, like, in the past. Yeah, look it up. I think it's Eminem and the Punisher.
No, and there's things that are happening now. Like, for instance, like...
Were they doing a drug operation inside of a abandoned M&M factory?
Hey,
and he needed his help to break in? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, that's the thing, though.
But yeah, they used to do... Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
When you say M&M, I was thinking the fucking food product, bro.
No, that is the thing. Look at that right there.
I was talking about music.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that gets me back down to like where I just can't fucking stand comics. I'm sorry, y'all, but like, there's no rules for this shit. It's like,
yeah, because no other medium ever has kind of had rappers or celebrities join in. The Simpsons have never done it. Movies have never done it. Wrestling and music have never done it.
Like I never seen Cyndi Lauper, wrestle or anything like that.
Yeah, that'd be like a 50
The president was never a wrestler.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing, though. Like, in this universe, why? Because I was gonna bring up something, and you kind of did it for me, y'all. But like, it's just like about a few years ago, they did the fucking Punisher versus Terminator, Batman versus Predator.
I saw that one.
And it's just kind of like these canons do not fucking mix. Like, why the fuck is there a jungle in fucking Gotham City? Because why the fuck would Predator?
Do you not remember Predator 2? They were fighting in the concrete jungle. That's just where the fuck they were. That was
God
called.
Damn it. And Julian Point 2 is like, fuck you guys.
Hey, he fought a predator in the city, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's professional fan fiction. That's really what it is. I mean, everyone has that fantasy, you know.
Nick, I hate to say it, but I actually read it when they teamed up with the Predator to stop the aliens, and I really enjoyed it because Batman learned how to communicate with the Predator through his clicks because it reminded him of Ethiopian language.
Oh,
Okay, I
jeez.
fucking hate you. I hate, man. Okay, Ganja, I'm sorry that I went up against you last week and tried to help me. All right, like we're supposed to be on the same fucking team here. God damn it.
I know, man, but it was great because the whole Predator was working with him because they were afraid that the aliens would take over Gotham City, and there was one point that a facehugger got into Arkham, and they were afraid that he was gonna start populating aliens with the superheroes. I mean, supervillains.
God.
I'm curious what that would happen. Actually,
It was weird but enjoyable, Nick. Like it's one of those shitty crossovers that don't sound like it would work, but it works.
Again, it really goes up to the writers. Like that's one of the things with the comic genre that the greatest and the worst thing about it is it really depends on who's making it. Like you hear the idea of a Batman and Predator and think that's the dumbest thing on earth, but it could work. Like I'm saying, it actually could kind of work. And also, I can kind of see it if it's done right. But it's a situation in which some of these are done badly, but only done for the advertisement, and it kind of just makes the genre like people like you think, oh, this is crap because they see so much crap. But it's honestly like there's so much good stuff in there that gets muddled by all the advertisement and the money.
I mean, I guess you're right, but I mean, at a certain point, I'm just like, I can't enjoy these fucking things unless I'm like this fucking chick over here, Kathy Bates. Like, you just, I don't know. At a certain point, when you guys just sit around, these weird ass storylines that come up, it's just, you gotta be on something.
No, again, legitimately interesting reads. Some are good, some are bad. It's like with anything, you know.
That's true. And hey, I'm sorry for insulting the shit, but at the same time, anyone who's super into this shit, even Allie who's super into it and everything, I think at a certain point, if I ask you guys what the fuck's going on, no one's gonna fucking know. You got two different fucking different universes going on with the DC cinematic extended whatever the fuck universe. You got like 4 different comic books going constantly. You got a metal event that has no heavy metal, and as far as what I can see, no one actually has metal on them. So what the fuck? Like, it's stupid, very stupid. But
Man, fuck you! I don't know why I'm laughing so.
What?
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. That was fucking cheesy. Fuck you, Nick.
No, it's just like it's nothing. Like there's nothing metal about it. It's like Music Mondays and Marcus and shit's on Tuesday. And the guy's name is Mike. Like what the fuck? Fucking A. I'm just kidding. Marcus really is named Marcus, but I don't know.
Is he?
Maybe. I don't want to ask him. But
Actually, Dave, thanks for asking.
yeah, my name's David. So, anyways, Wikipedia. No. So, anyways.
Franny.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucked up. But here's the thing.
My hormone shots, and I can't wait to fully transgender through.
Hey, you might want to like curl up your little chest hair over there and do something about that too. Anyways, Marcus is a great guy. Love him. We'll move on really quick. Speaking of nerdy shit, I'm actually gonna get an opinion from you, Ganja, and you, Allie, big time, 'cause I think you guys wrote this thing before. But time to get all sad. Okay, boo-hoo. The Terminator 2 3D ride is gone. It's
No!
gone.
I was so sad when I read this.
Wait, is that new, Nick?
They realized
Yeah,
it was
today.
2017 and decided to renew and do other stuff.
Fuck you. All right, Alan. All right, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I know I'm mad too.
I'm sorry, man. Y'all showed me this, and I'm like,
Fuck
this is
you.
a slow-ass roller coaster with a bunch of clips from the movie.
It's good because it shows you what they thought the future was going to be in the 90s. It was my ride to go back to me as a 5-year-old and just have that little time capsule. They're closing it permanently. They're not making a remake of it or upgrading it. Like what? Like I didn't see this article.
No, it's gone. I guess like they're not.
Again, it happens. People are just not into this anymore as they used to back, when this movie was relevant, and just shit shuts down because it doesn't make money anymore.
I disagree. Hold on, motherfucker. Because I actually go to these theme parks. I'm gonna fight him, Nick. Because this motherfucker's on my territory now. I'm a Floridian boy. Universal is my second home, fucker. So.
Calm down. I'm insulting your entire culture.
Like you talking about Native Americans as far as a girl. You're on my reservation. You're talking shit. You're on my Universal reservation. I don't include this Manifest Destiny on this tour guide. Fuck you. So anyway, every time I go to Universal, that motherfucker is packed to the brim to the point that there are 2-hour wait lines because it's one of those original ride, Nicks, that you actually get to enjoy it for like 8 to 10 minutes. It's not like, hey, get the fuck out, 3 minutes for an hour wait. So you actually enjoy it. You get to enjoy the studio performance. It has fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime and it's live performance with real good cast actors. Fuck you, brother. This was a good ride, and I can't believe they're retiring this shit.
Yeah, no.
And
it
again,
sucks.
time passes and things need to get moved on for other things. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it sucks. I'm sad as shit about it, obviously. But here's the thing, though. I think they are gonna be replacing it somewhere, the ganja, because you said it was in Florida, right? Now,
Yeah.
if you look closely, it's right around that red spot right there.
Damn.
Right
Hey,
in
you
the
know what?
eye of
They
Jose,
already have
Holmes.
the Twister experience at Universal Studios. Might as well have the Hurricane experience and get people prepared.
You know, I'm gonna survive this by actually tying my belt to a fucking pipe, and then hopefully, me and Helen Hunt.
Okay, Nick, you're gonna be the only idiot outside tied to a pipe when the eye goes over, because that's the most calmest part of the fucking storm.
Yeah, people say that, but people don't. That's a misnomer when they say it's the calmest part. It's calm compared to the swirling death that's happening all around you.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get fucked up when those
That's like saying underneath a tiger is the calmest part of a tiger.
It is just rub his belly.
No, and if you guys are curious about what we're talking about, by the way, we're talking about this fucking scene over here in the Twister. This shit is, the F5 is coming. It's fucking them up, basically. It's like it's a Category 5
Is it
of
like actual
tornadoes.
Twister the movie?
Yeah, it's Twister the movie, and they pull
Okay.
these two up. I want to see whoever made this fucking movie. I want them to make a hurricane movie and just like,
It did. It was
I want
Twister.
that fucking belt company, man, because that shit never breaks.
dude, Twister's about tornadoes.
So fucking what? Oh, big difference. One
Yeah,
goes over the
shit,
water, one
what the
goes on
fuck?
land. It's the same fucking thing.
No, it's not the same thing. One takes you out, throws you around. One's water.
Alan, aren't you a scientist?
Yes,
No.
I'm a scientist. Bitch.
Disappointed.
Oh man, hey, we are all bad at our jobs, people. No, but no, it's okay, Alan. No,
Yeah, because, you know, meteorology and biotechnology are the same fucking thing according to Julian.
it's okay.
There's a difference?
Yeah, motherfucker.
No, it's alright. No. But here's the thing, though, about the Terminator 2 ride. I am so like, because I never got to ride it, but I remember
Sure.
like, God, I should check the phrasing. But the thing is, though, it's like I never got to ride it, but I really wish I could ride it, really hard.
Did you write it
no.
long or did you wite it hard?
Oh yes, 3D. I ride 3Ds.
He rode it so hard it could only last for 8 minutes.
Yeah, they terminated my ass. And you know what, Justin? I will be back. No, but the thing is so stupid.
No.
It's so immature. There's one last chip, and it must be fucked also.
Nick, come with me if you want to live.
Phrasing.
I know not why they cry when it's something I do. Anyways, we're done.
Okay.
This
Are
is
you?
bad.
Are you?
I don't know. Actually, we'll see what happens. Oh, God damn, this is rough. So
Okay.
I should just skip this whole fucking part because I got not a whole lot to say, except for the fact that like you and Allie always talk about the rides you got, the roller coasters that you guys enjoy at the amusement
Oh,
park
yes.
in Universal Studios. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious. Like, did you guys ride this? What was your guys' experiences?
You go ahead, Allie, because I'm gonna turn into a fanboy and just go 5 years old on this.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've rode it. But it's like, yeah, it's like a 3D, like technically 4D, because like you feel certain things in the theater, right? What are
Yeah,
you
you feel
laughing at?
certain things when you ride it.
Yeah,
Man, I swear to God, Ganja, fuck you, man.
I Nick giggling there.
I really am.
Y'all are children. Allie, continue.
Okay. But yeah, like you could tell it was made in like the early 90s. Like a lot of Disney rides, but it was just super fun and you just have a blast. Like you feel like you're in the movie. It's really freaking cool.
You know,
Take
and
it
that's
away.
the thing too. Like, you take it away, get the
Get
fuck
away,
out of here.
Ganja.
No, because that's the thing though. Like when I saw, because this was actually in the VHS tape. Like when you start the movie out, and like it says like, oh, the new Terminator 2 ride, oh fucking thing. Like there was something special about that, and just all those like rides in Universal and everything too. Because there was so much. We even had like a thing where we got into Google Hangouts once and just looked at a bunch of things like the movie based stuff, the Freddy vs. Jason cabin thing, whatever the fuck that was.
We
And-
spent like maybe 4 hours just going through Universal and Disney tours of rides.
Yeah, and it was cool as shit. I mean, I'm trying to think about other ones because I wanted to ask you too. Like, what was your favorite like ride to actually like be on?
No, hold on, Nick. I want to comment about that. You said that's cool as shit, but I remember he was like, "Yeah, this ride's awesome. This ride's awesome." And then we got to the end of it. It was like, "Yeah, guys, I would love to go to Disney Universal. How long's the wait for the rides? Oh, an hour, 2 hours. Fuck that."
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the same fucking way. There is nothing on it that's worth a 2-hour wait.
Oh man, the waiting is like part of the experience.
Then the experience sucks.
If
Wait,
all
okay,
the
what?
Toasties went to Disney Disney and we all were in a line together, you guys wouldn't even notice the fucking wait.
Yeah, seriously, it goes by so fast, and then you make friends with people like you're online with, because people are from all over the place, like even different parts of the world. So like you'll be online with someone from like Brazil or like Japan, and you're like, "Yo, what's up?"
Like, hello, how y'all doing?
I was not wrong because I went to the Los Angeles park and I was literally hanging out with a Disney file, and she was just taking me to all the spots that have like the Mickey ears, telling me the best deals and stuff in the line, and we were just killing time.
Yeah.
See, okay.
Yeah, like when I went to Disney one time, like we met someone who was from Britain, and then I met someone from Brazil, and we were online for the Harry Potter world in Universal, and she had a butterbeer, and we're like, oh my god, that's so cool, like because there was like a huge line, so we didn't want to wait for one. So she's like, hey, do you want to try some? And we're just like, yeah, sure. So like we just bonded. It was like a great experience. Yeah.
I waited in line. Oh, sorry, I waited in line once at Disney as well, and I was waiting for some friends to get on a ride. And just out of the blue, I got to be invited on to a Radio Disney show. Like they were doing the broadcast out there.
Nice.
And do you guys remember Mark and Zippy from back in the day? Those DJs?
Yeah,
I actually got to be on Mark and Zippy with them. So.
Yeah, how old were you, by the way?
Oh, that was like when I was like 10 or 11. It was for a friend's birthday. So.
Oh, okay. No, because I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, but I have fond memories waiting too. So
I'm so glad you brought up being 10 because they in Los Angeles they have the Star Wars experience now. Nick, they have like a preview of what they're gonna do in Orlando, and they had all these kids that are waiting in line. They're like being trained to be Jedis. They get these like really cool like lightsabers looking. They're trained with this guy that's teaching them like all like the lore and stuff of this Jedis. And I'm just like watching it from a corner. I'm like, do you think they would judge me if I try to get in line for the next one?
No, you have a baby face. You just gotta crouch a little bit.
Hey, you tie your hair into those Jedi ponytails. There you go.
Like the thing is, Nick, like you asked like about the rides, but like it's the whole experience of the theme park. Because the thing with a lot of these things, especially as you get older, people have like nostalgic memories with this. Yeah, you got some bratty asshole kids that will kind of ruin the moment, or they'll cry, they'll just whine and stuff, or give their parents a hard time, and it sort of pisses you off watching it. But like if you hang out with people or like kids that are actually happy to be there, like it's an amazing experience because everyone just turns their mind to like, I'm experiencing fucking Disney. I'm at Disney. This is what I'm here to do. Same thing with Universal and other theme parks. And that's was one of the joys that I had with the Terminator ride, was because when I would get in line, I would feel like I'm about to go into the Terminator universe and just run around with John Connor and, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this was back when that second movie was really at this hype of its fame, because I remember watching as a little kid. So me being 8 years old, watching this on the big screen, being able to actually participate in a film, that fucked up my little mind.
In a good way, though. You know,
in a good way, in a good way. Especially like the way it was set up, it hypes you up. Like it. The one thing I like about Disney parks and theme parks in general that actually care about their rides is they'll set up a story in the line. So they'll keep you entertained as you're waiting and keep you updated with what the ride's about. So when you actually get there, you feel like you're immersed in a story or a different world because you just spent like 5 hours just getting Stockholm Syndrome in this universe.
And this shit looks badass. Like I want to see this, and I know there's probably a way. Honestly, I just haven't really straight enough to do it. But like,
it was actually bootlegs. My dad hooked me up. There was bootlegs of VH copies of it. Someone recorded it.
Yeah, but like this.
Although you won't get the live actor experience.
Yeah,
of course, yeah. But like this is like something I'd rather see over than Terminator 3 Rides of the Fucking Machines. Like I'd rather see something.
Hey, Terminator 3 was the third best one.
I mean, he's not wrong, but like,
that's not saying
oh yeah, because Salvation and Genesis are so much better than 3.
Genesis is alright.
I don't even.
They're all kind of that same level, really. For me, they're all pretty bad.
Yeah.
Man, I just wish you toasties were responsible enough to be able to go to Universal or like Disney, because you guys would be dropping acid and mushrooms. Like half of the Disney field would just be filled with double toasted audience because y'all got arrested.
I wish you guys were more responsible, so that way we could go drop a bunch of narcotics at a kids event.
No, I said not responsible enough
sign me
because
up.
I'll be doing that.
No, but that's the thing, man. Like this shit looks fucking awesome, and you know, I understand why. Damn, it fucking looked like Arnold was getting electrocuted and shit. But no, like another thing too is like I'm kind of like paranoid now that they're gonna get rid of like this one, the Jurassic Park fucking ride or Jurassic Park River Adventure.
Ooh, they'll never get rid of Jurassic Park.
Popular as fuck right
Evolution
now,
is around. What they'll probably do, Nick, is because when I used to go there, when they were doing the third movie, what they did was they would add extra dinosaurs from the new films, or for example, like this T-Rex scene that you're dropping down. As you make that left turn before you drop down, they have a part where it scratches a wall. And what they did was added 3 calls in the name of Jurassic Park 3. So they'll do like small changes. The one I'm worried about right now is the Marvel Island, because their deal with Marvel Studios is about to be up. And right now Disney owns all the Marvel property. and they're talking about making a Marvel Island on one of their Disney properties. So we might actually see the Hulk and all those rides get tore down for a new product.
Damn,
I
man,
think
this
they'll
is
just
a-
rename them.
Rename
Those are
them?
some big ass expensive things. I think they'll just rename the rides. Like it doesn't need to be called that
This is
shit.
back in the 90s too. So when you go back to the Marvel universe, it's like classic Marvel, like from when you got the original action figures, they were bulky as fuck.
Oh no, I think Gaja has a fucking point because now they have the MCU under their belt, so they're
Yeah.
gonna want to like at least modernize the fuck out of those rides. So people's like, why the fuck is Ang Lee's Hulk on here?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though too, because like they're starting to kind of like move that shit in a better direction too. Like I really liked. I know it was like the whole thing was funny because of the newscaster reacting a certain way, but the whole Guardians of the Galaxy ride was actually really fucking cool. Like I mean, granted, it probably looks maybe boring to some people, but the way he was reacting, it seems like maybe it was more intense than it looks.
Well,
But,
no, that's the thing. Like, if you have the theme parks, if they have a good intro, Nick, you don't care that you wait like 3 hours to get on the ride because you're so hyped up to see how the story finishes that after the ride, you're like, okay, I might do that again and wait in line.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the only problem is they should do like a professional like camera footage thing over here because every time I see like a cell phone one like this, you can't even see anything the whole time.
Well, that's
I
the
think
thing.
it's just-
really supposed to film.
For the longest
Yeah,
time.
it's
these
technically
parks-
illegal.
No, that's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, Justin. But for the longest part, these parks had a gag order on YouTubers. Like you weren't really allowed to film in the park or film the rides and such. But like over the last 10 to 15 years, they kind of loosened up on that to the point that I think even Universal, we were watching on the official channel, weren't we, Ali? That Universal actually sat down and filmed it for the people on YouTube. So they can
Inside the Magic,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
A lot of times they even bring in YouTubers and people like they encourage it now for people to actually bring cameras and like ride their roller coasters or their attractions that they just released. So they're really embracing like YouTube and its culture and that.
And the reason why, because I know Justice said that too, and I think he said that too about the Terminator thing, about like, yeah, like it's illegal. That's probably the reason why you won't see these things. And even Ganja had to get like bootlegs from his dad and everything. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing that kind of sells it even more so is the fact that like, yeah, this is a cool movie and everything, but like they don't care about it because yeah, it's a ride, it's an experience. You have to be there. I mean, watching it at home on some fucking little computer screen ain't gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty cool. And hopefully, those other ones don't get taken down. And I really do feel like, with another Terminator movie coming up soon, especially with James Cameron doing it, they're gonna make another one. I'm
Nah, no, because if it's like the last three, it'll suck.
I agree with you what you were saying though, Nick, about that. I think though that there's certain rides that they're permanent. Like they're not only are they staples in the park, but I think that they're timeless. Like
They're
I
not
watched a
gonna get rid of
video of the Jaws one, and I didn't get the whole same effect, but that shit is going nowhere. That shit has been referenced in movies, like they've shown that shit in movies. That shit is like legendary with that park. Like I don't
Shut down
think
tomorrow.
if they tear down this thing, they're tearing down the park with it.
Wait,
They
no,
did.
in Island Adventures, they got rid of it.
Yeah, they did
What?
actually.
Yeah.
In Florida.
They don't shut up. They
Wow.
don't do anything. What the fuck?
Funding, right?
They replaced
they-
it with Harry Potter World.
Yeah, Harry Potter World's going to replace it in Los
What
Angeles.
the
Well.
fuck? Well,
Yeah.
okay, here's the thing.
I'm
though.
just glad I got to ride it like the last year.
Ooh,
before
Ali,
they-
I got to ride King Kong the last year it was operating.
Oh
Yeah, you
man,
sure
yeah,
did.
man, you just like sometimes you just catch stuff at the best timing, and then
Oh.
afterwards you hear like they tore it down. You're like, oh, thank God.
The,
I was
the-
like,
the
that's
best,
one.
the best part is when they stop like caring about these rides, because when they're tearing it down, the operators, they don't care. They'll just keep it running because people want to get the last ride in.
See, this
but,
is
like,
badass. God damn.
That's the new one though. I'm talking about the classic King Kong from like the 1990s movie.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
before they shut it down, like people were just running in the line and skipping the line. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, get on if you can.
Oh, man.
No, we don't care.
Yeah, but that's cool as shit though. I mean, I know we can't be on this topic a whole lot, but it's just one
Oh,
of
I
those
could
things.
be here all night.
Yeah, but it's just we
That's
gotta
so
pay our
sad.
respects to this shit, man. That's the thing. Like, and I'm looking at this now, the King Kong thing, and this is pretty cool, man. Right when the thing happens, let me see this. Yeah, these effects on like the houses and whatnot, and just like the whole like location, and everything. This shit's pretty badass. I love
yeah.
that. That is fucking awesome.
And that's what Disney like. People are like, oh man, you're just waiting to wait in line and get on these rides. But no, if you actually give yourself to the experience, you'll have a fucking amazing time at these parks.
Or you'll shit your
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
pants.
That too.
Jesus Christ.
I also just
No, that's the thing. Like the studio tour, even though it's the slowest and the longest one, it was always my favorite part of that whole experience, just because of doing this, like being right next to Kong's face. It's pretty.
That is
Freaking awesome.
fucking
Nick,
scary.
I love these places so much. When I went to the one in Los Angeles, I had my little vapor pen, and it was like a vanilla flavor. So I'm in the corner, smoking my vaporizer. Like I don't want the kids to know I'm getting high on Disney. This is fucked up. I don't want to do that. These two dudes come walking up with like a good sized joint and just lit that shit.
They didn't give a shit.
Crazy,
I was
bro.
this close to reporting my fellow stoners because I thought that was a dick move.
That was a dick move.
You should have done it.
Yeah.
Well, they keep the smoking area like so far from the kids now that like if a 5-year-old wandered in here, like how?
Okay, but here's another thing too. I gotta say this though. I feel like the kids probably would have had a better experience too with the side smoke.
Man,
'cause
you
the kids
say
would
that
be
shit,
high.
but sometimes I ride the small world and I'm like, man, this would be a lot better when I was younger if I was high.
No, like you just imagine the kid all like high and shit, like, Mom,
freaking out.
what the fuck is going on? Oh my god! It's like it's okay, honey. It's just like I didn't think it looks that good.
Little kids don't have to be high, man. I used to cry on the Jaws ride.
I know. Well, that's different though, because sharks are fucking real. That's
Yeah.
fuck that.
That's
In the water.
a real fear, man. I go to the beach.
Yeah, like that's probably why they took that shit down too. Like Julian saying like, dude, why the fuck to get rid of it? It's like, well, go on the fucking beach, have a fun time.
That's not a substitute.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And then when after the ride, you actually are missing a fucking leg. It's just like the movie.
Yeah, I guess you know who would agree with you? Fucking Steve Irwin. Nah, mate. I need to get out there and I need to touch it.
You took it to a dark place, man.
Yeah.
That's you know what's
So
funny?
did he.
That's what the thing where he said when he saw
Damn.
Mr. Irwin. I was like, we got to touch that.
I was really fucked up.
Julian's dying right now.
Okay, Julian, was that too far?
No, man. That thing stuck its stingray right through his heart. You can't go too far.
Shot through the heart. And you're a mess.
Oh,
you just challenged Ganja to who can go too far about a death. That's a fight you're gonna lose.
hey, Ganja, you won, baby.
Yeah. Da-da-da.
The one thing I learned about Ganja, he will never lose a fight no matter what.
If we're trying to play at the most fucked up joke, nah, I want to win.
No, but really quick, I'm gonna bring something up, and this is a little bit old actually, but I just want to kind of bring this up right quick. Bad Boys 3 is or could still happen. Now, I know someone went, why the fuck bring this up? Like I can just
Yeah, man, the first and second one goes, this is never gonna fucking happen.
No, man, but like the reason why I'm actually kind of hyped about this, honestly, because I literally am. But yeah, the person who's directing is a dude that I kind of don't feel like he has a whole lot of like experience, at least experience that's actually good. Dude's worked on the A Team and Stretch. His name is Joe Carnahan. Am I saying it right?
Joe Carnahan?
Oh, Joe Carnahan. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like him at all?
No, he's done some good stuff. I mean, I gotta pull up his name quickly, but if I remember, wasn't he like he was on it for a while, but then he got removed, didn't he?
No, he got removed.
Oh,
go ahead.
no, I was saying. So yeah, Joe Carnahan, for people who don't know, one of the big things he directed was The Gray with Liam
Oh,
Neeson.
I love that fucking movie. That's like one of my favorite. That's my
Yeah.
favorite Liam Neeson movie.
But the thing that
Yeah,
bothers
no,
me,
then,
though, is that they're doing so much with him because like apparently he's making the Uncharted movie right now, and
Oh,
I just-
help!
No, he's not.
That's never gonna
well,
fucking
he's-
happen.
if you're looking at
No, it
IMDb,
actually the Uncharted movie is happening with freaking what's his name, Sean Levy from Stranger Things directing it, and Tom Holland as a young Nathan Drake. So that's the new movie right now.
Yeah, but Tom Harden's like 4.5 years old. How's he gonna play? Even a young Nathan Drake is too young.
He's like 17, 18. So yeah, they're doing teenage Drake going into the adventure.
So they're just doing
is the
that
thing.
subplot of Uncharted 3. Okay.
They're
But no, like even back
exactly.
to the actual like point, Joe Carnahan, like he's done a lot of actual action stuff. Like he's done the Smoking Aces movie, which are okay at best. The Gray is again my favorite Liam Neeson movie. Like it's incredible the storytelling in that. And then he also did the 18, which is actually a really really good movie. So, again with Liam Neeson.
Oh, and he's writing Death Wish. So
yeah, what is Death?
well, I mean, apparently it's
That- that-
completed
the re-
already.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, apparently it's completed already, but I mean, yeah, the thing is, like, and I'm wondering what you're looking at, because, yeah, like, as far as what I read, like, apparently he's writing Uncharted, which, I mean, maybe that's where we differentiate between, like, producing, directing, and writing, because I don't think producing and directing is as important as writing, which, you know, we probably argued about on Wednesday, so maybe most people don't agree with me, but it's just kind of like one of the
Okay.
situations, or what's up?
Yeah. So no, he's writing. Sean Levy's directing. So yeah, you are right. So.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though. It's like I'm feeling like this is one of the situations we were talking about this on Wednesday, where it's like I get sick of so many people getting so many like jobs so fast, like Rosario Dawson, the whole Lego and DC or whatever the fuck, Gal Gadot and the whole thing. And I mean I don't know, like with writing, do you feel like that kind of fits in the same kind of thing too? Like you think Joe Carnahan is doing too much right now because he has like four projects like going on right now.
It's the problem that you're never guaranteed a job in the industry. It's like one thing's like you may be working a lot or you may not be working for the next 5 years. So people often try to lock themselves in multiple projects, saying, "Well, if this doesn't pan out, at least I have 2 other jobs that I can do for sure." So, and Joe Carnahan hasn't really made like a hit. Like he's made some fun movies, he's made some like, mildly successful movies, but no one's going to say like, "Oh, Joe Carnahan, he's one of the best directors out there," kind of thing. And I highly doubt Bad Boys 3 is going to be that because, I mean, I kind of mentioned it before, but really, who wants a Bad Boys 3? I mean, you know,
after Bad Boys 1 and 2, you'd be like, no.
What?
Look,
I'm sorry, I do not like those movies. I saw those as a kid, and like, these movies are just. This movie would be great if it was filmed by. Shut the fuck up, Julian. These movies would be great if it was filmed by a competent director. And the motherfucker was like a 5-year-old directing the fucking movie.
No, so
and also, do you want to see? Do you want to see Martin Lawrence in another film? No one wants to see that dude anymore.
Oh, yes, I do. You say that a lot. Like that's the thing. That's just like one of those blanket things. Because like for me, I say like what I feel is stupid, and I'll be like I'm an asshole and I feel this way. But to say that no one wants that, Martin Lawrence is fucking amazing. Like
yeah, but again, he would be. It's my thing of no one gives a shit about Spawn. Is if people cared as much as you think, as maybe you or Julian care, he'd be in more things. He's not a relevant name. That's kind of why. Like he'll be in this because again, he's tied to the franchise. But no one's sitting there going, I want to watch the next, 4.
That's like saying like no one gives a fuck about Freddy Krueger or no one gave a shit about Arnold. Yet it's like because he's doing other shit, they're not doing something. Freddy's not having a bunch of movies made about him because there's a reason why. Same with the Jeepers Creepers thing. Jeepers Creepers 3, that trailer was the most trendy thing out there, and we haven't seen
but
Jeepers
it
Creepers
took
for
how
12
long
years.
to get and how small the budget? Like
but
was something that was
context, you gotta know
ridiculously
the
difficult to get, and most of that is nostalgia.
True, but then there's so many contextual things that you have to keep in mind too. Like, I mean, it's one of those things too where we didn't see Joker for years and years and years before The Dark Knight. But man, they came out with Dark Knight and like the shit mattered. Sometimes like even if something isn't seeing the limelight, it's for a reason because someone actually gives a shit. That's my problem. With
Or
Hollywood
that
in
is
general.
just again, or nobody cares. You bring up
keyword
the Dark Knight, and the Dark Knight is like the fucking one of the best combo movies of all fucking
I know,
time.
but beforehand, because right now, like, this hasn't come out yet. Bad Boys 3 hasn't come out, so we don't know if we give a shit or not. Hopefully, this movie becomes good, but it's one of those things, like, with The Dark Knight and everything, like, you're saying, like, yo, what became the greatest movie? No one knew it beforehand. I know, me personally, I watched The Dark Knight because people sold it to me in the sense of, like, this is not like your typical Batman movie. This is actually fucking good. Because, you know what I mean? Oh, you're muted, Ganja. I don't know what happened.
I forgot to hit the mute button like an idiot.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where it's like this is like the Rush Hour 3 syndrome of, oh, people think that, hey, I kind of want to see this again. Then it happens, you're like, this is just a
but you
it
say
is.
that, but I remember when Bad Boys 2 came out, people were saying the same thing about like, oh, the first one was so great, like why are they doing it again? And it was a hit for that whole summer. I think it was #1 in the box office for a good minute as well, to the point that I don't. And then you got Will Smith, he's a little rocky right now, but he can still bring audience people to go see it.
Not nearly as much as like people think. Like if Will Smith even gets on this, which no one's even sure if Will Smith's even going to get in this, what Martin Lawrence is going to sell this movie? That's not going to happen.
Well, this
people
definitely can't do this movie without Will Smith.
One thing to bring up, and Julian, you brought this to my attention. I'm going to let you talk about this first, man, because I'm really curious what you think. And I'm going to post this up right away. Bad Boys 4, now I'm fucking worried. Now this is bullshit. God damn it. Bad Boys 4.
I don't know, man. Like, I was looking at Martin Lawrence. I was like, let me see what he's doing. And then the first thing when you look at Martin Lawrence, it's, there's a movie called Bad Boys for Life coming out. And then there's Bad Boys 4.
Again, what they're probably trying to do is they're trying to get it off the ground. They're trademarking it. There have been situations like, okay, we want to get these movies off the ground. We have to trademark, like something like Justin said. You don't know what you're doing in the next 10 years, so you get the shit ready before it even starts.
But to your point, Alan, you said that Martin Lawrence isn't relevant. Okay, that I can accept. But fucking Will Smith is relevant. Will Smith is relevant, but like
Christ, he's not. He doesn't have nearly the star power.
Are you kidding me, dude? Will Smith fucking sold Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's the last thing. Before that was what? After Earl?
Beauty.
Okay, no, but here's the thing, like, that's the thing, it's like, right now, and, I mean, you guys don't even know, and I forgot the name of the fucking show, and it's not because it's bad or anything, because it was literally, like, one of the main topics of Comic-Con 2017 about a month and a half ago, and he was actually in Conan with the entire cast about it.
Oh, is that yeah, oh, fuck, what's it called, Sprite or something?
The fantasy movie that he's doing?
Yeah.
Bright, yeah, I got it right.
No, but here's the thing: is like just because he's doing different things, and like you're saying too, like it has the Rush Hour syndrome. You're only saying that because it's like a cop movie with a black dude. You know, like I feel like with Rush Hour 3.
I'm just saying it's because one.
No, I'm not saying like he's racist. You know, just what I'm saying is like
Snoop Dogg.
No, but the reason why I'm saying
I
is
could have brought Men in Black up. I should have done that. Men in Black is a good movie.
Again, Men in Black. He's always got
Will
black on the
Smith is in Men in
mind.
Black.
men that are black.
Black man.
Will Smith is in Men in Black 3, you
It's the
mother.
men that are black. Yeah. No, but here's the thing, though. Alan, I'm sorry about saying that, but the thing is, you're saying it's like Rush Hour 3 syndrome. Rush Hour 3 syndrome is Transformer syndrome. That shit has like, ooh, we made a movie, let's make another one. That was like fucking the Call of Duty thing for movies, for comedy movies. It was like weird.
Yeah, but again, people love the first one, and the second one is one of the best. Like that still holds up. I saw it recently, a couple years ago. And then Rush Hour 3 came out, and you're like, oh, you kind of really fucked up.
How much time was there between Rush Hour 2 and 3? What, 5 years? This is like a decade and more so. This is,
Which is what I'm getting at. Like, it's almost as long as Rush Hour 2 and 3. Like, Rush Hour 3 came out a long time after Rush Hour 2. And this is a situation where this movie might not even get off the ground. And it's like, it's in development hell. It feels like it anyway.
Yeah, no, it's been restarted like 3 times already.
Which is
Michael
good.
Bay's not
Like,
even
for
coming
me,
back for it, so it's gonna be a name. You know?
And just to jump on what you guys said in defense of the other subject we had tonight about the Batman and the whole thing, whatever, you guys always say like, hey man, like sometimes you gotta redo the it's like they're doing it now. They're doing the exact same thing, but yet you guys don't like it because you guys just don't dig Bad Boys or Michael Bay.
Because I didn't like the first two. Why the fuck would I care about the sequel? But it's also a situation where we've seen it.
I know you don't care, but people care. Like, you know,
yeah, and then this movie comes out and flops because the niche market that does care about the Bad Boys isn't the people that are going to go out and watch it.
Well,
and Nick, you're not going to go watch it.
Hold on,
Alan
Alan also thought Assassin's Creed was going to be a success, so he knows swaps.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You know what? They should get the writers of Riverdale on this, man.
Hey, Riverdale's getting a season 2. Where's your sequel?
Hey, I didn't say shit because you guys are brand
Hey, the games are still successful.
You know what? Mortal Kombat, the movie's coming out one day too, and I can't wait for that shit.
That might Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's more popular than it's ever been.
Wait, everyone! I need to stop really quick. Now I gotta pull some Justin's area and shit, or like as if like I'd be yelling at him. Like I yell at you now, Alan. Mortal Kombat. You are okay with the Mortal Kombat movie coming after that horrible second fucking movie, but you're not okay with Bad Boys 3.
Again, it's more popular. It's more popular than it's ever been. It's a completely different direction now, and for the most part, it changes. Like that's different though. No one's seen a Bad Boy thing. So how long? Mortal Kombat games have just been coming out recently, so it's most like it's the most popular fighting game right now. It's at the height of its popularity. Of course, they're gonna do a movie.
I'm on Alan's side with this one. Sorry.
What? I just explained my point.
Vanilla.
Bad Boys is at the height of its popularity right now.
Bad Boys is fucking timeless. That's
no,
the
it's
point.
not.
Police are trending right now.
Yeah,
Dude, and they're black officers. Oh my god, that shit sells itself.
Okay.
Dude. Dude, and then the bad guys are white dudes in fucking hoodies. Like, dude, there we go. It's great. It's gonna be awesome. Dude, Julian, you can do a white dude with a gun movie or some shit. Like, it'll be fucking.
I'm not touching that.
No, that's the new Death Wish.
I'm not touching that one, Nick.
Police brutality will sell this movie. Yeah, that's great, Nick. I'm glad that's the storage you're falling. Jesus.
Shoe whiteys. No, I'm just joking.
Especially after that second movie where they killed like
about that.
In the second movie, where they killed like 100 Brazilians just by plowing through all their houses like that. Just like,
hey,
yeah, we need that.
It was unoccupied.
Sure it was. Sure it was.
Oh man, now.
Oh no! How about the end scene where they have the whole standoff and the dude goes, "Yeah, I'm just gonna step forward and everything's gonna be all right." Got you, motherfucker! Boom.
No, here's the thing, man. Like, I know that we're gonna argue about this constantly, but I know that you guys have, and it's kind of funny too because you guys were so against this, and now I'm gonna ask you a question that you're gonna have to go against what you all just said. But like, I'm gonna start with you, Alan, because I like to see you go back on something you say. What is it?
You like to try.
We'll see what happens, because maybe this will pull something out of you, and you'll be passionate about something, and you'll see my side of why I'm excited.
Why are you so eager to pull something out of him?
Because it's so in him. Like,
because he's so busy up my ass, he has to fucking get out of there somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Someone please take that out of this show, edit it, and play it every day. No, but Alan, I want to ask you, like, is there a movie that you feel the same way I do? Like, is there like a couple sequels that needs that last sequel that you've been waiting for fucking years and still hasn't come out, but you want it to come out? Because I have a few too, but I want to see which.
Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't really think. Because most movies that kind of that did that thing just kind of eventually just fell on the wayside. And
I got one.
I got one.
Okay. Well,
I really think that I would love to see a sequel to Kill Bill. Like, I
I did that.
I think you could get it where it's like you kind of have, you can kind of do something with it. Not have Uma Thurman starring, obviously, but have her kind of in the wayside, be the new teacher to another generation. Maybe her daughter grows up and she teaches her how to sword fight, and then some other stuff happens. Because honestly, that's the movie that inspired me to be a writer. So I would kind of love to see another sequel to that. Like if we're just choosing random movies.
Okay, and now Julian, I want to ask you, man, what's the one that you wanted to mention?
Crank 3D.
Yeah. They're never gonna do it. Actually, no. I don't think they're ever gonna get the funding for that.
You shoot that shit with the most expensive IMAX cameras. You give them 3D cameras and like $20 million. It'll be the best.
They're not getting that fucking budget. Those movies are so fucking weird. The first one feels like a legitimate movie. The second one is a fucking acid trip.
Yeah, the second one I think had like a $6 million budget, and they spent like every dime, and it looks amazing.
No, but like I'm thinking, like, why not get that fucking that one dude, Laya Nashbulur? I'm looking at his IMDb page. I can't say this fucking dude's name right, but the dude who did Hardcore Henry, this fucking guy, like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know these other movies.
Yeah.
Apparently he
Why
wrote them.
Credited for Payday.
Man, the Crank.
Oh, right.
I was always turned off from. I always thought that was like a teenage boy's wet dream. Like
it's a weird.
Still my wet dream.
Like it feels so fucking stupid. Like it feels like a video game.
It kind of, honestly, it is. But okay, I see the first one is an incredible kind of like. It's a race against time because he has to keep his adrenaline up or he's going to die because of his disease. So it's just the craziest bullshit. And I'll let Julian explain the second one because he's in love with it. And I think the second one's kind of the weirdest.
The second one is just a continuation of that. And it's just like having fun with itself, but like making weird choices and confidently going through with them. And like, I love that shit. Like, it's dumb and it knows it and it fucking runs with it.
The one thing I will say, and I know people don't like this movie at all, but the way they did Gamer. The directors.
Yeah, it was okay.
It's bad, but the first time I liked it, I was like,
I liked it.
And then they did Ghost Rider 2.
Yeah, and Jonah Hex.
Oh, fuck Jonah Hex.
I never seen it.
They didn't do that one. That
is a shocking.
That was Brian Taylor, bro.
Eddie in the chat saying that he wants another 28 weeks.
I'm literally looking right at it.
28 days movie.
Oh man, I'm
not that good with movie knowledge, so I had to cheat, sir. So I gotta do my research. Justin.
Eddie's got a great point, man. I would love to see a 28 weeks later sequel.
28 weeks. 28
years.
Yeah.
So what would it be? 28 months?
28 months.
28 months.
Okay, that was my answer, Ganja. That was my answer.
Oh, nice. Because they left it off where it's hinted that the virus might have died out again, or they actually got across the I forget what it's called that connects London to France, but they actually got across the channel and now they're actually spreading throughout Europe. So I would like to see
The Walking Dead.
No, it's more smart than The Walking Dead. Yeah. Like they actually take control to what's actually actually causing stuff to happen. They're more personal, and the journey's more about like trying to survive rather than an end goal. Where it seems like Walking Dead's an end goal to build up, then they fall down and then they have another end goal to set up. It's more in the movie term where they get a final and a real ending. So I would love to see what they do with 28 weeks a month. The problem with that is the budget would probably be a lot more huge than what they would get for.
And thinking about it, I bet you that because the first movie is like a really somber horror film. Second one is more action focused. The third one, I don't know what they could do.
It's going to be a drama. Fuck it, we're going to have a
yeah, that's what I'm thinking though. But I'm worried that if they did that, if they streamlined it, they would just rip off The Last of Us. And I don't know if that would work for that series. It's like the series is always about the characters, but like it could be more clever than that, I think.
Yeah, and Eddie's talking about the soundtrack, and man, the whole there was like an ambiance about fucking 28 weeks and 28 days later. That theme song it's like such a character in itself. And then the thing is too, and I want to show this up because Ganji, you might be getting what you want. I mean, granted, this was like a year and a half ago. Another situation where you have that situation where like time goes by and it's in development hell, but sometimes development hell is heaven for just quality.
Yeah, like World War Z.
Or the fucking Deadpool movie was in that fucking hell for like almost a decade. Just saying.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to be
a lot of things get in development hell and come out like garbage. Like development hell doesn't mean things if they come out they're gonna be good.
Meanwhile, he still defends No Man's Sky.
Yeah, or dude, the fucking Star Citizen game. Like what the fuck?
What does that have to do with anything that's going on right now?
Yeah,
you're saying these things.
A game that's been working on for the last 5 years is totally relevant to movies that came out in the fucking 90s.
But these movies came in the 2000s.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You're the most romantic person I've ever fucking met.
It was in 2008. It's
Who
not even a
cares?
decade. Oh no, it actually was a decade. Now.
Yeah, so damn, we're old.
Fight.
Oh, I love it.
Fight.
You just bring up random points to explain other points.
Yeah.
That's how you make points.
No, you just brought up Star Citizen for
That's
no
not
fucking
the
reason.
point.
You brought up Star Citizen
Move
for no
on.
reason.
Move on. Move on.
Justin, shut the fuck. God damn it. Like,
Anyway,
come on, guys. Are you guys like showing individuality and different opinions? You should go to IMDb first. Like, you should
we are. We're bitching at each other. Anyway, the third 28
Bundled
weeks
up
later.
panties and shit. No, go on though. I'm sorry.
No. But again, like that's one of those things where it's like it might happen, it might not. Like they always talk about this stuff just in case, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, what I was gonna bring it to you, Ganja, is like there's a slight chance it's gonna happen. But the one thing I'm kind of scared of, and I scroll down. I'm not gonna go through the entire thing because we're kind of on this for a little bit. But the director, Alex Garland, he's saying that because he's the one who did the first movie, and I guess what he's saying is that he wants this to be kind of a paradigm of itself. Which, you know what this sounds like, and I think you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Sounds like George Romero. It sounds like that shit where he wants to tell some kind of stupid little like side meaning or like, you know what I mean?
Well, in its defense, like the 20-week series always had like a little bit of a side meaning. Like the first one was more about an adjective about violence and how it pyramids society. The second one is about an Iraq war. Justin, I know you can probably go deeper into it. Like there are other like references and bigger not plot holes, but plot points and grandiose storytelling that's going on between the background than just following the main characters that are surviving.
Oh yeah, I mean there's commentary, of course, throughout the whole thing, but I mean 28 weeks later, that's exactly what you're saying. That pretty much it just made no, but it was very open about that. Like this is about the Iraq War. Like it was, it's not subtext; it was text, literally throughout the
I
entire.
can't wait for the
thing.
third
So,
one to be about the Trump election.
Yeah.
seriously, and I would be kind of pissed because it's like I get it, that's topical right now, but literally everyone's doing it. Do something different. I like 28 days later at least because the commentary that's in there isn't specific. Like you could apply it to pretty much anything about like the world going mad and themes about distrust and the military and blah blah blah.
Shit, even the first half, I have people tell me that it represents depression and loneliness, where the guy is just walking the city and he doesn't run into anybody except the infected towards the half of the movie.
Depression is definitely a theme in that movie. Like
Oh, yeah.
the only happy moment in that movie is one of my favorite scenes in any movie is when they're grocery shopping. The colors are bright, like such
And
an
they're
amazing
playing the music
movie.
and everybody with the register and like dude, that moment was so happy. And then to Julian's point though, is like it was such a great moment. Then right after that, they're like, you know what, the fucking the dad's gonna get affected. The whole thing. Yes, it's an old movie. I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of it for you. It's a zombie movie. Like shit happens. Oh, really? Haven't seen it? Poor guy.
No,
Yeah,
again, I told you I've never been a fan of the zombies, Thomas. So
We're gonna watch this. This is a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna watch.
Okay.
We're gonna watch.
No, you can talk about it. That's why I took my headset off. Like I don't know.
In 4 weeks, because this 28 is a multiple of 7. So in literally 4 weeks on a viewing party, we're gonna in 28 days we're gonna watch 20 days later. We're doing that shit.
We're gonna forget that shit 3 weeks from now.
No, but like in 4 weeks, get it? Because 7 like times
4 weeks is the middle of. Oh, actually, you know what? He's not wrong. We
Yeah,
can do that.
it's
Yeah.
7.
No, I know you know how to multiply, motherfucker. I'm just saying. We can,
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know, man. Okay, I'm over here on my calculator.
How to math?
Thanks, Mom. No, but here's the thing. One thing I want to say really quick because I don't think people actually bring this up a whole lot too. But like Friday 4, I am so dying for Friday 4, like the final Friday, man. Like, especially with just like the whole like real life shit that's going on, like Chris Tucker finding God and Christianity. Imagine if Smokey was that guy. He's like, yo, man, Jesus. He's like, he's like the greatest fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know if I would like that.
Come on, man. And then maybe he goes by like a really weird white name. They don't call him Smokey anymore.
He's all religious and shit. He took a religious name, like his name's Adam now.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
Man, I actually just saw the third Friday movie recently, and I'm like, I'm not sure I want to see another one. I mean, it's kind of an amusing thought, but I'm just like, after those last 2 Fridays,
You don't like the crackhead Santa?
Or Terry Crews being whenever the fuck he's being in that goddamn.
Oh, he was being gay as fuck, and he was about to fuck the shit out of.
Remember how long they clamped his testicles throughout that movie? Like, there's like a 5-minute long sequence where they're just squeezing his balls the entire time.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how they got him to sign the contract for the acting gig.
I like how Deja. Can we set up an MC homework helpline? Yes, I'm sorry. No more square roots or multiples of any kind of fucking numbers on the show.
And Roman numerals are foreign inventions created by Jew people.
But you know what, though? I'm going to do something really quick because I've been combating this whole show. And I know that's not nice, right? That's pretty fucked up. But I need to like yell at a certain person, and I think, God, I don't know who I'm gonna yell. Maybe Julian, because I think you were making fun of me at some point. Julian, I love you, man. But in your fucking face, Ark is out. It's finally out. You can't talk shit anymore. No, I don't want to stay up to date because I'm done already.
Go back. I want to put my email address. I need to keep up to date.
Up to date.
Oh, don't worry. Steam will keep you up to date every single day.
Okay, so Allie finally, and I know she's gone right now, but you guys have been playing Ark lately and everything.
Yes.
Apparently, it should be working fine now. I think they really do got everything.
Oh yeah, it runs beautifully. I don't know why they're updating it 2 or 3 times a day. The game runs like better than it's ever ran.
Nah. Me and 90s have been playing it up till like I think the show now, and there was some lag issue. Like it's starting to come back, I guess, because there's more players hopping on each server. There's starting to be a lag issue again where it's.
But I'm talking about like that's server issues. That'll happen no matter how finished the game is. I'm talking about like the actual game running at a solid frame rate. The game not just glitching out or you just appearing halfway across the map for no fucking reason.
It's Ark. You can customize your character in every way.
Yeah.
Like every muscle. It's hilarious.
That's the weirdest underwear commercial I've ever seen.
It's actually the sequel to 300.
Jess is like, I've never been gayer in my life. But the thing is,
That's not true.
Wait,
What?
No, just move
it's
on.
all good. No, he was nervous during missionary. But the thing is, though. Oh, that's
Yeah,
important.
you would know, Nick. You were there.
Damn. Well, I wasn't gonna let everybody know. But
You were doing the Lord's work, pounding those cheeks.
Oh, I'm just saying, New York, dude. I'm not drinking.
I don't need that image in my fucking head.
In the name of the Holy fucking Spirit,
Stop being a bitch.
you will take my holy seed.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh boy, so Ark?
Hey, I heard on the third day it rose again.
So in Ark, is there fanfiction of Nick?
I'm so proud I got Justin laughing at that.
Oh, but
Wow.
Julie, no. Julie tried to bring us back. It's all good. No, but Julie, like, yeah.
No, I was talking about the fanfiction between you guys, but is that in Ark?
No, but that's the thing, though, man. Like, this game, I'm so happy that it's finally out. It beat your shit, by the way, Star Citizen, okay? Because I remember we had a big old, like, whose game's gonna come out first. My shit did.
No,
all right?
we never had that. It was between that never fucking happened.
Well,
You
okay, it was
just
some
like
other
to
white
make
guy.
things up.
Some other white guy. We got a lot of them in this fucking show.
Nick's just inventing rivalries with people.
I don't care, man. Who's
it doesn't
fucking
have to be
next?
a lot. He likes. It took me like a year to convince him that I didn't hate Zack Snyder.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And plus, another two, I never knew you were on my side about Transformers, too. I didn't know about that. Then again, you like the second Transformers, like, oh, fucking God.
I never said that.
I could have sworn you did. I could have sworn you
I
fucking liked
said that I don't think it's as bad. Like I think the third one is worse, but I don't like the
I
second
will
one.
kill you. I will. That second movie is literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. Except for the fifth one, and you like the fifth one. Anyways, yeah.
What?
I'm sorry, people. We gotta go to family counseling, or counseling, not canceling.
Canceling. Yeah, I gotta cancel the family.
I'm
Fuck
gonna cancel this whole fucking family with fire and gasoline. Imagine that, just getting killed. It's like you've been canceled. No, but anyways, the thing is, Ark. Yes, I am so happy this fucking game is out. Okay, that's Ron's show. That's the Ron show.
This is
There we
the
go.
special MCA Plus event.
Yeah.
Back to the underwear commercial.
Yeah, that's the underwear commercial, and that's
Not
the thing,
underwear
man.
commercial.
People were fucking stupid on this game. I swear, just like contorting everyone's fucking bodies. But I want to give Allie a chance actually, because this is a girl who always does like the band pictures, like live streams and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, like, what do you feel about Ark so far? You digging it? Did we hype it up too much for you? What do you feel?
No, yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed myself when I played it. I can't wait to play again with everyone. I like those kind of survival games where like you can go really anywhere. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I can't wait to start building stuff. And,
yeah, like you like in the whole mining thing and everything, and just like, cause I know that shit's boring and it looks boring, but like there's something about like in Ark the way they do it. I don't know if it's like the noise or like the tools you need to.
No,
do the
again, it's like it's exactly the thing, and how I describe this to everyone I know. It's like if the guys who made Dark Souls made Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's almost like an insult because I fucking hate.
No, it's not. It's both. Like, I mean, Dark Souls sucks, but Minecraft's really good. But it's like take Minecraft and up the difficulty up to 1,000,000 because Minecraft's kind of really easy. But again, it's like Dark Souls in the sense of you die all the fucking time, you lose all your stuff, and you got to try to find your body to get your shit back.
Yeah.
We've got Allie so scared of dying that when we first loaded her up in the server, she's like, "What's that?"
Oh yeah, I was freaking out because Like all these raptures, whatever the heck.
Wow, we corrected you that night, and she fucked up on the show. That is amazing.
No, man, but like, yeah, they were just like chasing me. I was like, oh my god, 90s, help me! I don't know what to do.
Oh shit! You're fucked.
There's something here.
You guys,
Hold on,
okay, by the way,
I'm gonna
guys,
drop my sandwich. I'm gonna save your ass. Hold on.
No, you guys gotta see 90s play these games because that motherfucker is like the king of Ark. Like he's the most protected. Like he's so good at the game. But the thing that's funny is like he's such a commanding voice. He's like, yeah, so I'm gonna be over here and like if you go to that side.
He just disappears, man. He'll just go to the other side of the world and be like, yeah, I'm underneath the water, man. I don't know how the fucker got here. I'll be back.
90s is seriously like he's the greatest fucking thing. And then Ganja too. Ganja's helped me so much with that fucking game. And then hopefully at some point I can get back into the game and you guys don't fucking leave me this time around. I know.
Let
get
it
over
go.
it. I'm not gonna let that shit go. You guys.
Over a year.
Speaking of not letting go, video games. Yeah, it's time, Alan. It's time.
Wait,
Why? When I first met Alan, he was one of the main reasons we hung out with Alan for the MCA was he was into Ark and we had just got into it heavy. So we started playing with him the first time we ever played with Alan. He got both me 90s kidnapped, locked up for about 4 hours to the point that we just gave up on the game and came back later and just waited till die.
Man, Deja and Jordan are making me laugh my ass off. This GIF, I can't even look at that shit. Anyway, no,
that's how I felt when I was logged in. My character's still in jail. Fucking Alan.
But the one thing
again, man, I'm just like that. That's not my fault.
No, man, I love Alan in video games, and that's one thing that I had to bring this up actually, because the reason why I even had this whole segment here is to ask you guys, because we didn't do an MCA Plus last night, and I didn't know what video game to play and whatnot, and I thought I would just ask you guys for once too. And plus, if you guys have the game, like I want all of you guys, like Justin, Julian, like all of you guys, get in the call and play with us. But over here, Straw Poll, I'm asking y'all, which one of the final games do you think deserves a live playthrough?
Rocket League. Decision made. Okay. Alan against
So
everyone.
what day is that? I have to book that off for unrelated reasons.
And then like on the mid, we're going to ask like, who do you want to play Rocket League? And then Alan's going to be like number one. But poor guy. But that's
who do y'all want Alan to play against? And they're gonna write in whoever pisses them off the most.
Yeah, because the other things I got over here too is Sonic Mania and obviously Ark Survivor Evolved, which no one voted for. Call of Duty, that's not gonna be available, so fuck that. And Injustice 2, which I want to go one-on-one with Alan and whoop his ass on Injustice 2.
I had to practice. It's been I haven't played it just because of work, school, and all.
Hey,
all
they've been adding new characters to Injustice 2, so maybe
yeah, actually, honestly, if you're serious about that, I might pick up the Hellboy because I kind of want to see if I like Hellboy as a.
Is that one out yet?
No, not yet.
I thought it was coming out soon.
They just finished releasing the first DLC pack. The second one, they haven't announced a release date yet.
Damn.
And Hellboy will probably be the last fucking character they release because he's.
Yeah, because I would love to play as Hellboy, but he might be a heavy. I don't like heavies.
I thought that I played as Starfire a couple times. She's really fucking cool. Her hair is like a fucking appendage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they did that wrong. Wasn't it supposed to be Medusa from the Immortals, or is this another rip-off situation where everyone?
Yeah, but she'll go like, wow.
I'd have to look at the comics because I've never actually seen her use her fucking hair. I know she has like the laser beams and the fucking arm blasters and she can fly. I've never seen her hair be a fucking thing.
Yeah, I thought
it depends on the comic. So.
Yeah, her hair's like on fire, and she'll like woo, whip her hair back and forth.
I never really read a Starfire comic, so.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of hyped to see like the Raiden thing come out and everything. And Black Manta actually looks pretty badass. I didn't like it at first. The fucking costume looks ridiculous, but seeing a couple of things that Black Manta could do, I was like, you know what? I'm a little bit sold, just a little.
Maybe I'll re-download it in case we ever do it just randomly anyway.
Yeah. So once again, I'm just gonna put this up one more time. People either Ark Survival Evolved, Sonic Mania. Fuck Call of Duty, Injustice 2 or Rocket League. And if it is Rocket League, I want you guys to be in the fucking gameplay. Like, I mean, we can play and entertain you guys all we want, but we want you guys to play against us so we can talk shit to you.
We got to give them a heads up, though, Nick, because if it's the Rocket League, you guys have to have the PS version or the, I think it's Steam version, or for what console was it, Alan?
Again, it's PS4 or Steam. Unfortunately, the Xbox version, because Sony and Xbox had a bad breakup and we kept putting them in the same room where they'll start fighting, we can't actually have Xbox people join us, unfortunately.
Well, if you guys all play on PC, then, like, me and Eddie and Jordan can join through Xbox.
And we might do that. Because I actually have it on
the PS4 people won't. The PS4 people won't be able to join the same lobby as an Xbox player.
What we'll have to do is probably set up two lobbies different, like play a few matches with the Xbox folks, and then I'll start another lobby for the PS4.
Yeah, because that's the coolest thing
work.
about this, people, is like we'll make sure I'll probably have like a PS4 logo or something on the bottom of the screen, whatever. And like as well as that's being said, I actually have both versions of the game, both on Steam and on PS4. So maybe we can do different like parties or whatever. Like that'd be cool as shit. Just as long as you guys are able to play with this at some point. I know I fucked up. Like maybe we should do. I fucked that.
Turn into a little kid on us.
Yeah, you want to play with a game with us? It'll be great. But that was bad. No, but yeah, people, like that'd be cool as shit. Once again, like vote. I'm gonna have this shit. I'll keep sharing this like probably through the after hours and everything too. That's a wrong shit right there. There it is. How you doing? Yes, let us know.
Refresh it. I think people were voting.
Say hi to your mother for me.
but now it's time to get into things that I know Justin's gonna be like, yes, I love this stuff. But flex and chill. Sorry for doing your voice like that.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Justin Zeri, and I want to talk about movies.
Oh my god.
It's movie time, Rick.
I heard this movie was good. I heard about it.
It's gonna be a crazy adventure. Ooh wee!
Can't wait to hear what Birdman fucking talks about. He always takes good movies. He hates good movies, Nick. He hates good movies.
You gotta leave Gary alone with that shit.
God, are you still doing Gary fucking
You're
jokes?
damn right.
Oh, the red shirt is up. Alan is here, and
Yes.
yeah, man, I gotta tell you, like, there's a lot of movies I want to be talking about and whatnot. But I'm actually gonna start off with Justin this time. Justin, anything you've been watching lately? If it is it, wait, because Allie saw it as well. I want to get.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna wait for it because I would love to talk about it.
But
I mean,
is it good?
Yeah.
it's great.
And we're doing a no pun
Okay.
for this.
By the way. No, by the way, Ganja,
Okay.
the movie's not called Good. You made the pun for good. You're like, is it good? You're supposed to say, is it good? You see, you fucked
I
it
know.
up.
I'm
Yeah,
the
but
best at
don't
puns.
spoil it. I'm seeing it like Tuesday or maybe tomorrow.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
man,
no, I'm-
and Luke Skywalker comes in and kills Pennywise. It's amazing.
I just like pushed my headphones deeper into my ears. So
Let me yell it now. Pennywise is.
Wait, when does his name become Pantywise?
When God fucked it up.
I'll make it the porn parody. Let's do it.
Oh, let's do this shit. No. Hey, Justin, you're first. No. No, go ahead,
Okay. Anyway, it's been a while since I've talked about anything I've been watching lately. I mean, I went to the theater a few times. I rewatched Spider-Man with a friend of mine because she hadn't seen Spider-Man yet, and it was just as awesome as before, of course. One that I caught recently that I really liked, I finally saw Good Time, the one with Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And,
I want to see that.
It's crazy. Like, it's really interesting. It's very different. It's hard for me to say it's great because it's literally just one of those kind of like after-hour style movie where literally you're just following these guys through one just crazy weird night, and it just takes like it's funny where like you kind of know where the story's going, but how it gets there is just such a weird random trip throughout the entire thing where you're like, oh yeah, so he detoured over here and visited this one underage girl here, and then he meets up with some dude who was involved in a botched acid sale, and then they totally screw over Barkhad Abdi in the worst way possible in one part of the movie. Oh, it's very fun. One thing that surprised me was just how claustrophobic the movie is, because literally like 70% of the movie is shot in those close-ups that you see in the trailer, like just literally just focusing on people's faces and that stuff. But I think it's totally worth watching. It's a crazy trip. I mean, it may not be like my favorite movie of the year, but it's definitely one that I will not forget. But it's funny because actually the thing, I mean, I've been watching other films. I finally saw Get Out finally, which, you know, that was good. I enjoyed it, you know, quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But the thing I'm really looking forward to, I've just been keeping track of all the film festivals going on. Because is anyone aware of, you know, they're having the big festivals going on for the Oscar movies right now?
Well, TIFF is happening right now.
Yeah, TIFF, Telluride, and Venice have been happening. So there's some good stuff coming out this year. In fact, one of the big things, I'm just going to toot my horn on this one because I really, really want to see this movie. Guillermo del Toro's new film, The Shape of Water, if people have heard about that one.
Yeah, we're hearing good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I'll give it a rental.
No, that one, it just won the top prize at Venice. Like, it just won Best Film at the festival. And if you guys really want to see, like, it just looks fantastic. Just looking at the trailer there. I won't say anything else. I mean, I've said everything I want to about things I want to watch. Just keep an eye out. We got some really good stuff coming out this year for like Oscar and high art quality movies. So
I heard somewhere someone was saying that like one of the best movies this year is going to be, I think it's called like Wind River or like Chili.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with what's his name, Hawkeye and
Hawkeye
and
Scarlet
Marcy
Witch.
May Marlene or whatever.
Yeah,
Scarlet
it's
Witch.
Jeremy.
Scarlet Witch is in it.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen are in it.
No,
And,
Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. Get it right.
okay. But anyway, so this is from the guy who did Hell or High Water, which I loved.
Oh,
And
fuck.
I would say that this film is pretty good. It's only just short of Hell or High Water because this is the first time that the writer directed a movie, and you can tell it's not badly made, but it's just not up there with like Artur, like really arty film look kind of thing. But otherwise, it's super tense. It's really well acted. It's definitely a man's movie, very macho, very machismo kind of thing like that. So if you want a good old-fashioned Western style movie, that, Good Time, and Get Out, I all rank as like 4 out of 5. Just saying, like they're all worth a watch. They're not classics, but they're all very good movies. So
Yeah. No, Wind River, yeah, and that's the thing. Double Toasted actually did a review of this too, and I was kind of like, yeah, like it sounds pretty good, or whatever, but it just seems so kind of like not like. I feel like it should have had a higher budget for what it is. You know what I mean? Like this seems like a shooter light, and honestly, like Mark Wahlberg, I'd rather watch shoot a fucking shitty gun. Like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, it's funny because that the action stuff is really minimal. Like they're way overselling in the trailer because a lot of it is the whole theme about the Native American reservations. Like just the plight of the people and the themes relevant to that. Which there was some controversy about the movie because it's a movie with a white man in a Native American story kind of thing. Which I don't know.
It's an action version of La La Land, basically.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I get where the controversy is coming from, but at the same time, the movie kind of addresses that. Like that is a theme of the movie: the fact that this guy is an outsider who's adopted this culture. So it's like it's not like the movie is ignorant of it. It's just that's the way they're telling the story. It didn't. It could have been an Native American character, but that's not the story they told. So
yeah, and I'm looking at chat. Maybe he'll tell us a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. But really quick, just before you continue on, because in the chat over here in the YouTube chat, Red Robot King says he also wait, he also wrote the script. No, that's not what I was gonna say. He says Good Time is horrible. Now, that's the first time I've heard that. Actually, believe it or not, that's the first time I've heard that. And not saying that what everybody else says is right, whatever the fuck, because I'm just like him in that sense. Sometimes I just kind of like I don't like what everyone else says usually. But at the same time, it's just like he just said, "Don't badmouth Shooter," and that movie was fucking garbage beyond.
Shooter
garbage.
is incredible. Fuck you.
Oh, I fucking hate Shooter.
I love Shooter, man.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. But Eddie, I gave you a link to the call. By the way, if you want to come in and tell us what you have watched, recently and everything. But yeah, like Wind River, like I said, one of those movies that I might watch at some time. I'm really curious though about Good Time. I mean, it looks kind of interesting and everything. But I think like every time someone does a review, and you didn't do this by the way, so like. Bravo to you, but every time I read a review or watch a review for somebody else, they're like, "Ooh, Robert Pattinson, like it's totally not like Edward Cullen." It's like, well, yeah, the motherfucker isn't really a vampire. He can do other shit. Like,
yeah, no, he's really good in the movie. Like he carries it. Like that's just what shocked me so much is that he, 90% of the screen time is just him. Like, him just in the center of the shot kind of thing, and he really effortlessly carries this movie. So
yeah. Now, Allie girl, have you watched anything recently?
Maybe like a little movie called It.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm so
Was
sorry.
it good?
Anything? No, you shut your. Do the shit right, by the way. Goddamn.
No, okay, Ganja. For now on, just say how was it?
Yeah. How was it?
Now you made me saying it, so fuck you.
No, but Allie, I know I don't want to interrupt you or anything, but like anything other than that, because you and Justin are gonna end this shit off. You two are gonna be the main event for it. I'm gonna say that for because if there is spoiler stuff, because it's a horror movie and people are like, oh, no spoilers. But if you like talk about a movie that it's all spoilers, it's like some people won't even. I don't know. They bitch.
Well, you can talk about a movie without spoiling events from it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna spoil it anyway because I know people still gotta see it.
Yeah. Well, you know what then? Let's go ahead and talk about it actually, because. And in a sense too, I do want to like kind of like give my opinion. I haven't seen it, but I'm just curious when I see that trailer. I'm gonna.
No, Nick, you can fully review the movie just like I do all the time.
Yeah, because I just feel like if I do review it, you know what I mean. Like I actually run a podcast, by the way, Justin. And like when I hear other people talk about it, I can talk about it too. And I'll know everything. I'm sorry, I'm just fucking with you, dude. I just wanted to say that.
I was like, "Where's this going?" Because it's going off a cliff real hard.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right off a cliff.
I'm just trying to start some shit. That's all. No, but
Makes that T-Rex trying to push that subject right off the cliff like a car.
I know, man. Like with that wink in the
Like
window and
guitar.
everything too. Like, fuck you. No, Allie, it. How was it?
Yeah.
I'm so mad right now.
Hey, it's time for it. Okay, I'm sorry.
I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised.
She enjoyed it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh man, you can't get around that. But
No, you can't.
no, like
It's everywhere.
I was really expecting the movie to go like in a more traditional horror route, and actually it was like really, it was just a really heartfelt in a way because of the kids. Like it was very Stranger Things, The Goonies, like what everyone says, that you really have like a close connection. I'd say two of the kids kind of got shortchanged. Hopefully in part 2 they'll kind of get more screen time and more development. But even so, like all of them had amazing chemistry. They were amazing actors, and you just really you really felt for when they were in danger. And like they have actually some great comedic timing. This movie is actually like surprisingly funny, and I think I will say a little bit that takes away from the horror aspects, just because you're like, oh crap, like you know, like it's just like, oh okay, then you have something scary, and then it goes back to being really funny, and then it goes back to being scary, and you're just kind of like, oh okay, well like it feels like it takes the anxiety and like the fear a little bit out of the experience, but it didn't take away too much. Like it's really just a little nitpick, because I just feel like this movie flows really well. And it doesn't drag...
swear to God.
Ah!
Flows. Come on.
You'll
No.
float too. No, but yeah, I was really, really surprised. Like I really liked it. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it's just it's actually a really good movie to see with a bunch of people. I went into a theater with that Tinder date, which is, but like the theater, like everyone was kind of like having drinks, and people were like, "What?" And, you know, like it's a good experience.
Allie's
People were really into it.
Tinder date try to touch it.
Oh.
No, to give Allie credit, I saw it with a full theater as well, and this is a movie to watch with a lot of people. Like it has good scares that'll get everyone jumping. It has good laughs that everyone will laugh at. There's a couple crowd-pleasing moments, especially one. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm sure you know the one, Allie, when the girl finally stands up for herself at one point near the end.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody
like,
in my theater. Yeah, everyone in my theater.
Spoil it, but you don't want to spoil.
No. I'm not saying what.
It's a different. Yeah, it's not what you're thinking.
I'll let that slide. That's a little. I can't tell what they're talking about, honestly.
You can't. Yeah, no, seriously. There's no way you can see this part happening, but it was great. Everybody in my theater just clapped. Like, you know, I hadn't had a moment like that in years where everyone's just like, "Yeah, you go, girl, you do that," you know, kind of thing.
Justin
Yeah, exactly.
basically what Justin meant to say is like, I've never been around a bunch of black people before.
I just have to. I have to give credit to Bill Skarsgård, because like I watched Hemlock Grove, that freaking interesting show, and I just wasn't sure if he was actually a good actor or not, and I was like really curious about this movie, because I was like, I don't know how like this could go either way, and this completely surprised me. Like he's actually extremely good. He's really talented. I'm like, man, he's in the wrong show, because he needs to have more work. And I saw something floating around on Twitter. They're like, "Oh my god, he should be the new Joker,"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Yo, stop this."
I have a question.
What?
Yeah.
How was the music in the movie? Because in the trailer, like the music is just.
You know what? That's one thing I was a little disappointed with, that they didn't have that like that. You know what?
The like high pitched.
That wasn't actually in the movie. I thought actually the music was really. I actually kind of want to look up that music and put it on my iPhone.
Okay.
I actually really like the score. The score was actually very solid, and it added a lot of atmosphere. So like I can't like it was a good score, but it didn't have that theme, which I was really confused about, because I thought it was actually really good. So I'm just surprised they didn't actually use it in the film. So I feel like it's a waste.
And one thing too to bring up when you say that too is like I'm at a point, like back in the day, dude, when the music was a big deal in the movies, in the 80s movies, whatever. Every fucking horror movie villain had his fucking theme. Like the Chucky theme song, the Candyman theme song is one of my favorite themes like of all time. Even that first Resident Evil movie, it's trash, but like that Marilyn Manson fucking Resident Evil main theme, that shit was incredible. Like that, you know, and the guitar comes in like dun dun dun, is fucking like T-Virus, man. No, but like I love that shit, and like the fact that the it's not in there. It's kind of like, dude, like you guys just missed a huge
Yeah,
opportunity.
I was looking out for it because I thought that was a really good theme. I was like, that's what kind of captivated me in the trailer when I saw. I was like, wow, that theme's really good. I'm surprised because I don't know. It's hard to kind of get a little bit of originality for themes nowadays in movies. So like when you hear something like that and they don't use it and utilize it, I'm just like, wow, like why? Maybe it didn't work. Maybe it would have been too on the nose. Like, oh, it's coming. Like, like it maybe would have been a little bit too cheesy or weird.
And it might have been in there, and you
actually in
just
the
didn't notice because like there was just so much shit going on.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, it wasn't actually in there. I remember it
And
clearly,
actually,
but
really quick too, and this could be a spoiler, but since we already kind of spoiled something, I'm just gonna say it. Like, is there some good shit talking moments? Because like I used to love in the 1990s where there's a point where he's like, "Come on, fat boy," like fucking, like I don't know why I like that shit. Like I like when Freddy Krueger talks shit to somebody.
man, Pennywise, he messes with those kids. He did them wrong. Like,
Yeah, it's funny though because like he's a lot less jokey in this movie than the original, like the guy in the miniseries. Because Tim Curry, he was hamming it up, just like, oh yeah, fat, come and kiss me, fat boy, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
And this Pennywise is much more alien, much more creepy. He like his smack talk comes from being just freaking cryptic and bizarre most of the time. You're just like, I feel insulted, but I'm more terrified than I feel like I've been dissed.
Come for that ass, Justin.
he's like mocking them being afraid. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm like, oh, like it's all
I mean, it's smart that they deviated because what's his name? Tim Curry's performance is nothing less than fucking legendary. So
he
gotta
does his own
do
thing.
something else.
Yeah, like this is almost like the Jokers in a way, where like every actor has their own take on it. It's the same thing with Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård, he wasn't trying to be Tim Curry. He was just doing his own thing, and it worked. And like I have to really, again, mad props to him. Like I didn't know he had it in him to like do something like this.
He's a pretty looking dude. He looks like fucking Mr. Robot.
Man, he is so freaking handsome. Like I can't. Those Skarsgård boys, like.
Because Tarzan.
It's like a whole family. Yeah,
no,
Tarzan,
that's Alexander.
No, that's what I'm talking about. His brother.
No, yeah, that's his older brother. But yeah, like they're freaking like they're extremely talented. Like I don't know who. We'll find like probably 5 more Skarsgårds down the line somehow.
Actually, yeah, he has 7 brothers. 4 of them are actors right now. So.
See, exactly. But you know what? That
Justin
family is very talented.
I watched it on Jimmy
That was his
Kimmel.
brother. I've masturbated many a time to that IMDb page. Okay, you guys like me.
Well, he's definitely someone to watch. I think if he keeps on this, like, watch.
Damn.
But
Hey, don't you roll your eyes at me. You're the first one trying to correct people when they fuck up.
No, dude, Allie, I'm sorry, but I'm making a gif out that eye roll. Holy shit, that
That shit went under.
That one too.
That one too. No, anyways, I'm sorry.
But speaking of people to watch, all these kid actors are fantastic. Like, I mean, speaking of Stranger Things, the lead guy from Stranger Things is one of the characters in this one, where he's like the complete opposite of his character, where there he's the very meek, kind of, like good boy kind of thing. And this one, he's a foul-mouthed little turd the entire time. Where
he's making like your mom jokes and like dick jokes left and right.
That son of a bitch.
No, like
like really dirty ones.
No, like I effed your mom or whatever. Like he's saying some really crude stuff, and it's just hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, he cracked me up every time. And then the lead girl, which I mean I alluded to her as well, she was like, I couldn't stop thinking when Corey and Martin mentioned that she's like Amy Adams' like daughter or clone. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's totally Amy Adams. But she was fantastic throughout it. The lead kid was great. Even the little kid, which I gotta say, poor Georgie. They don't mess around showing violence to kids in this movie.
Yo, man, I was so surprised. I was like, oh no, they went there. Like everyone in the theater was like, damn.
Yeah, I mean that kid sold it too. You're just like, okay, I believe that this.
Oh yeah, it was intense.
Wait.
Yeah, but wait, one thing to bring up real quick. I just want to bring this up while we're talking about this, because I was going to bring it up earlier, but I thought it would fit better with the review thing. But yeah, apparently this fucking thing is already, I guess I think it's going to make $100 million like this weekend, whatever. Man,
fuck yeah.
Is this?
I can tell you why.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I feel like this might be like our fucking opportunity to get right back into the horror genre, being the biggest thing. Like, you guys get nerd out over comic book movies and all that shit, but I'm like, dude, I'm just waiting for that whole like where Pennywise is a thing, Freddy Krueger's back, Michael Myers, like bring back my boys.
Well, horror has been making a comeback, dude. The Friday the 13th game was a big success.
Yeah.
Like, it was a huge success, and it's still going.
Yeah, and
I don't know. And this is definitely going to get a sequel. I mean, it was always planned to have a sequel. So you're probably right, Nick.
Yeah, and I mean,
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead, Eddie.
I feel like we've been seeing more actual good horror movies than, shitty horror movies. Whereas, like maybe 2 years ago, every other movie that came out was like the cheapest found footage movie anyone could possibly make, and another Paranormal Activity sequel.
Yeah,
now we're getting It Follows and It and
I mean,
even fucking
Get Out and all those other things.
Be awesome. Like, all these horror movies that should suck are like turning out to be good.
Yeah, so that's the thing I'm really hyped about, man. Because like Eddie said, like there was a time where it was just so much bullshit. That Paranormal Activity era and that Saw era. Oh my god. That was fucking. Those are the dark days, son. Like that shit.
Yeah, I even enjoyed the Saw movies, and those aren't particularly good movies.
Yeah.
All those horrible remakes too.
Oh, yeah, and also Adrian brought up in the chat here. She brought up in the chat that the movie only cost $35 million to make, and it's going to make a huge profit.
Really?
Nice.
Yes. No. Seriously? Yeah, I looked up in the budget. Nice. It's only $35 million.
Whoa.
It looks more expensive because they used their money well, they shot it well, and they advertised it well. So good on them. They're some smart.
Yeah, that's really surprising because of all the special effects they used. Like that baffles me. It was only $35 million.
Well,
that happens. It depends on how long these are shot, depending on the set, depending on what they do. It's like they can easily get stuff for like 20-30 million. Like District 9 is like fucking $10 million, $12 million.
No, it's 30.
Yeah, it was 30. But that's the thing. Like that's why I'm like, because I'm hyped about this genre of horror movies too, and everything kind of turning a certain way, because I feel like, because Jeepers Creepers, that's gonna have a really awful budget too. It's very low, but you don't need a fucking high budget for this shit. It's not a comic store where you need to be flying through fucking things. It's very, very minimalistic. The It thing, all you really need to do is just pay for like great quality, like for production costs and fucking like the actor. High quality content.
Yeah, again, like horror movies can get away with having very little because you don't need a big giant monster to scare people. You just need kind of shadows and lighting tricks.
And
which
kids
isn't
that are
expensive.
legitimately scared of the shit you're doing. Like a kid doesn't have to act to a green screen. A kid's like, oh shit, fucking Skarsgård's coming after me.
Yeah,
He's just a fucking
exactly.
clown.
They have some guy in a suit,
I actually heard a really funny story about that where Bill Skarsgård was talking to Jimmy Kimmel, and he was saying like, oh yeah, so there's my very first scene I interacted with the kids was there's one scene where I terrify this little kid in a sequence, and he's like, I was scared at first because the kid's crying and he's freaking out, and I'm just like, oh, I hope I didn't scare him too hard. And so when they yelled cut, he was like, hey, Eddie or whatever, are you okay? And the kid just looked at him and was like, dude, you're freaking awesome. You're doing such great stuff with the character. And stuff was just like, okay.
Hey, the fact that even that got him, like, he thought the kid was actually like, that he was that good of an actor that he really believed that a kid was really upset. That's really good.
Kids don't scare as easy as we think they do, so.
Well, especially nowadays too, because I mean, you can go on Facebook and fucking see a dead body. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, things. Back in my day, is like seeing someone get slashed with a fucking pair of like hand scissor things from Freddy is like, oh my god, he got a big boo boo. Holy fuck! Like nowadays, it's like you can't watch a fucking cartoon without someone dying or some shit. But
we got fucking Happy Tree Friends and shit.
Oh, exactly.
That is some bullshit.
And Happy Tree Friends is fucked beyond belief. I'm glad Eddie brought that shit up.
That is some bullshit, man. I had people sit me down and watch that shit. Fuck that show.
I love that show.
Of course you do.
But like on top of that too, I guess it actually made records too for just RA movies on a Thursday night. I guess like that opening first couple hours, where the fuck I mean, he's just making records all over the place. So I'm feeling like, because back when I was growing up around the 90s, people like Pennywise was a thing. People would talk about Pennywise and It and etc. But like it wasn't really that big of a deal where you put him in the same sense with like Freddy Krueger or Chucky or somebody like that. I think Pennywise right now, if he makes out, like, I mean, you guys already said that a second movie's planned, maybe a TV series, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen with all this money being made. Maybe Pennywise is like the Kane now. Like, the next 3 years might belong to fucking, like, It. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again, good advertising, good word of mouth.
But the story, the way that the story is told, Nick, because I've only seen the original, is like those characters, you see them as kids, and then you see them as adults, and that's like a big part of it. So doing it as like a sequel like that is smart. I mean, it's kind of like Rob Zombie was trying to rip it off with his Halloween remake. He wanted to do something similar to that.
Yeah, no. And by the way, like, second Halloween movie was so fucking bad, dude. I mean, I love Rob Zombie, but Jesus Christ, that was rough as fuck.
And it helps too
I
that
hate
it came
the
out
second
when
one.
there's like no big releases that come out the last 2 weeks, so people were just starved to watch a good movie.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like, it had great advertising,
Yeah.
great reviews, and great timing.
Yeah,
So
they were
that's why-
like drowning in shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Was it so bad that Double Toasted even skipped not last week's but the week before their weekly lineup for the movies because nothing changed?
Yeah, they literally skipped it.
Literally,
because
the
what,
only things
Hitman's
came out were, like,
Bodyguard and a bunch of other stuff no one cared about came out?
Right.
yeah, like literally, like only like a couple indie movies that nobody saw came out last week, before it. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, man, like, you know, with this happening, and I know, like, everyone has a bad taste in their mouth with Tom Cruise and The Mummy and everything, too, but, like, with the Dark Universe happening, too, we might, like, okay, so back in the day, too, with the 70s and 80s, we had the Hammer films with the fucking horror movies, and then we had, like, the new school 80s, like, whatever the fuck. I'm hoping that finally we can have an era where we have both. We have a modern Frankenstein, Mummy, etc., and, like, this type of shit, too. And then,
They gotta start caring more, Nick, because the way they're doing, they're fucking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
impossible. Like, you can do it. Like, again, I don't think the Tom Cruise Mummy movie is
How
as
many-
terrible as everyone says it is.
how many Frankenstein movies have they made though in the last 5 years?
Not many.
I Frankenstein's the only one I remember.
yeah, I Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, and
Oh yeah.
Frankenstein 3.
Well, okay, but the thing is,
Oh.
I Frankenstein was about the actual monster. Victor Frankenstein is more about the actual creator. So.
Oh yeah, and that was with
Penny
the guy
Dreadful.
from Harry Potter, right? Yep, Penny Dreadful. There you go. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Penny Dreadful.
Yeah. So
Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing. A lot of those stories are kind of free market or free IP. So you don't have to really charge. Like you can do whatever the fuck anyone can do. You know.
Yeah,
really
public
quick,
domain.
while we move on and everything, I just want to give you guys a chance to actually give this a rating. Like out of 5 stars, what would you give this, Allie?
Oh, I would definitely give it like 4.5.
4.5. Okay, and just really quick, just out of curiosity, what does not make this at perfect 5? Like, is there anything and nitpick or whatever the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what do you feel?
Yeah,
is-
like just because I feel that I feel that the horror elements, like this comedy, almost overtook the horror elements a teeny bit.
Mhm.
That's kind of what knocked it down for me. Like it doesn't take away from the enjoyment, but it takes away from like you being really like scared just because like, oh, okay, here's a joke, and then oh, here's a really serious like creepy scene, which is done extremely well, but then back to the jokes. So it's like it's just it meshed well in the movie, but it's just like it took away from you feeling like really scared.
Right.
So
Yeah, and Cedric from the Bob Blob Show, which by the way, I'm loving his stuff. He does a thing on Facebook. If you guys look up Cedric, I think it's like middle name on Facebook is Bob Blob.
I wish I could watch the show. I'm not into sports, but he has a really good talking voice and a presence on there.
Yeah, and then like he was talking a lot about football and whatnot too. This he's accidentally giving me like some hints for fantasy football. So definitely check out the Bob Blob Show. Cedric, he's a
Cheating
shit.
bastard.
Yeah, but Justin, rating wise, out of 5 stars, like what would you give it?
Oh, worst movie I saw this. No, I really love this movie. Like, because it's funny, I had never read the book, and I feel like, oh, I'm a bad person kind of thing. And looking up the stuff that is in the book, like seeing some plot changes they made, the fact that this is because in the book it alternates between the timelines. Like the fact that they decided instead to make it all about the kids this movie and then all about the adults the next movie. I think that's a brilliant move. I think that it's motivated by a creative plot and it's an excuse for them to make more money, of course. But it works perfectly here. And man, I think it's well made, it's well acted. This director, Andy Muschietti, this dude has some talent. Like if you ever saw his film Mama that he did a few years back, he's got some chops in making horror. And this is by far a way better movie than Mama was, which Mama was good.
It was written by Cary Fukunaga as well.
Yeah, one of the initial drafts was.
Yeah, one of the initial drafts. Yeah, so that explains it too. He's a really great filmmaker too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And apparently they cut out a few scenes that would have made the movie NC-17 if they kept Fukunaga's draft because he did some creepy stuff in that book.
Oh, I wanted to see that now.
Yeah, go look at Watch Mojo. They explain the scenes in that one. And then also, I'm really glad they cut out the one controversial scene from the book. If you know what it is, fans of the book, you know exactly why they cut it out and why that was the best move possible.
Yeah,
Turtle?
they're never gonna do it. The sex thing or whatever, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the sex thing where they all have a giant orgy, and I'm just like, no. But otherwise, yeah, this movie was awesome. And it's funny because I didn't have the problem with the comedy and the horror, which I can get that. It is very jarring. Sometimes you'll have a really scary moment, and then I'll have a really weird like punchline at the end, like, oh wow, that was freaking cool, and just like some weird like non sequitur joke.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was an inspired madness in a way, like where that comedy moment needed to happen to make the horror moment feel more intense.
Sure.
But I will say I agree with you that it's a 4.5 because one of the great strengths about this film is that it is a long movie. You know, it's over 2 hours, and it's really not all that violent and not all like there's not a whole lot of big scary moments. Like a lot of it is just watching kids be kids. And while it almost worked perfectly, there's just that one little bit where I was like, this movie's really, really long. It only happened a few moments enough to make me go, okay, I'm not completely in love with it. And also there was one giant plot hole that I couldn't get over, and they explain it later, but in the moment of the movie, you've probably seen it in the trailer. There's that bit when like blood is shooting out from the sink at the girl.
Yeah.
And the fact that nobody questions why there's blood in the bathroom when they're cleaning it kind of irked me.
Good point. Oh man, you know, another thing I gotta say I had a problem with is that
I'm trying to save it from spoiler territory, by the way, because like
Yeah, no, that's
that's like
what
the
I
fourth
said, so.
one. Like it's just like goddamn.
no, it's in the trailer. But I just gotta say that for kids who are extremely smart for figuring out like what they need to do and you know with this whole monster, why the heck do they split up? Like
All the time.
All the time. Like I'm like, I thought you were right behind him. Where the heck did you go?
Because
Like,
Scooby rules dictate you must survive in groups of twos.
Like they
or
literally
fours.
say, we need to stick together. We're the strongest when we're together. He can't get us. We have more of a chance of surviving if we stick together. Freaking 1 minute later, freaking character's off doing something, and another character's off in another room. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
Ooh, Forte.
It's because the people underground, they gotta, you know, that's their job. They gotta, you know, split people up. And
That made me a little angry.
that.
Towards the end, I'm like,
Charles the World
y'all
Ends.
serious? Are you serious?
And they
Like,
try-
I mean,
No,
like,
you go ahead.
I know what you mean, but then it goes back to that film school shit where like there's a thing like The Last Girl. It's just like it is a body count film, right? Or am I wrong for saying it? Like, is it
No.
more of a? No, it's not body count.
No.
No, this is a movie that's
I
really
haven't
built
seen it.
on psychological horror more than like
Yeah.
gore and violence.
Okay,
so.
then you guys are right. Then yeah, that totally makes sense. Because like for me,
I mean,
like
yeah, and-
most of the
go ahead.
most of the characters gotta live because they gotta, you know, grow up for the sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
There
not
you
gonna
go.
be
There
hard
would
to
be another movie. Yeah. So. But
Yeah,
that's
and
the
that
thing.
thing too is that this movie, like, it is weird because they try to explain why they keep splitting up, but there's not it happens so often
not
that it starts to
definite.
fatigue you. Yeah,
yeah, it's just a little confusing. They didn't make it like a clear explanation of why they keep randomly splitting up, even though like they were just behind one of the other characters and they're all together, and then all of a sudden one of them's just off somewhere. I'm like, where did you go? When did you go? Like he just leaves, and I'm just like, okay, I can't really blame if something happens to you or not, because like you're
Yeah,
kind of
they're
on your.
fucking kids. Kids go places.
No, man, not when they are freaking
Do stuff.
terrified of a monster and they specifically say, we need to all stick together. And one of them's so freaking terrified that they have to, like, try to talk them into coming with them. It's like you think he would stick by them like freaking glue, but nope.
So, Allie, are you saying that those kids need to get with it?
Yes. Fuck. I'm sorry. That shit was good.
Is that going to be the end of the video? That's going to be the end of the highlight video.
Y'all some
All right, y'all, it's been a Midnight Chat Attack.
Good night, everybody.
So-
Oh man. But one thing I want to bring up, because Alan, you didn't really watch anything this week, and I actually didn't watch a whole lot this week either. But I've been waiting to talk about this for like a month now, because I finally saw it. Dude, Khan, Skull Island. Julian, did you watch this?
Yeah. Woo! Yes.
Dude,
I saw it.
let's talk about
Oh,
this
man.
shit, man.
Spoiler talk.
No, yeah, we're doing this because here's the thing.
Oh shit!
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so this
Oh, Nick, I
fucking
have
movie-
seen this movie. So
Dr. Dre and Eazy-E fighting King Kong.
Well,
No, go ahead, Julian.
That's
I don't know.
racist.
There's just so many places to start with this movie because, like, the
Fuck
movie has
yeah.
product placement for a sword. Like, it's fucking silly, but like
There's
it's
sword
not.
fighting in this movie. If you told me what would you expect in a King Kong movie, sword fighting would not be on that fucking
It's
list.
almost stupid when it happens.
Who cares, dude? Like, okay, stupid when it happens. Why is it dumb? Like, the sword fighting happens because Japanese officers used to carry samurai swords all along during World War II. That's something.
No,
that
I
happened.
get that, but again, the whole scene with Tom Hiddleston doing it was the weird part where it's like some weird 300 sequence in the middle of this other action scene. totally
Yeah,
unrelated.
because it was all. some weird 300 sequence. Like, how's that not awesome? He pulls out a fucking sword and starts taking out those fucking like weird ass birds. It was fucking bad.
It was made more to look cool than to actually fit in the story. But yeah, so.
I love
Jesus Christ! You can't be happy. It was cool, but you know it didn't fit. Bitch, that's like someone giving you like a fucking nice cake in the middle of your burger. Like, I'll take that too. Fuck it.
No, see, here's the thing. I love this right now because you're seeing the bias in Alan. He loves sword fighting a lot. He's even okay with the Austin, Texas actually being able to hold fucking swords now and take them around. Like,
hey, I'm gonna get one next year. Anniversary party. I'm gonna get a sword.
No, but that's the thing, man. And by the way, Julian, I'm trying to defend you on that pun, but people, man, you took years off Jet's life, and fucking Adrian's upset. Good lord.
Oh, good. I'm glad I missed it.
It was amazing. No, but
I'm glad I missed that pun.
But the Skull Island fucking thing, I did not think this was gonna be that great. I thought it was like a lot of hype and everything, but like just this scene over here too, and when they're entering the island through that fucking storm and everything. And yes, people, we are gonna be talking about a little bit of spoilers. I mean, not gonna go through it.
It's been out for a while, but we'll do a spoiler call in case no one wants to, hear about it. But yeah, we're doing a spoiler call right now for King Kong.
Yeah, exactly.
Every scene is just like it's done with so much style and like has like I don't know, a lot of scenes have such interesting gimmicks to them and they run with them in a way that you want to see. It's like, oh, you want to see the giant monster? Here it fucking is. Like,
yeah, I love a lot of the story choices they do. One of my favorite things of this, I was watching this with my friend in the theaters, and they go to the village people, and one of the characters explains, yeah, there's no crime here, there's no theft here. And I'm just like, yeah, of course there wouldn't be. There's giant 20-foot fucking like spiders outside the fucking door. Of course people aren't going to be doing petty shit like robbing and killing. It's like, no, they have to survive. So it makes sense. Like all these people are they're just kind of just wanting to survive day to day. So they're really working together in just this community of like, we need to survive, and he's basically our god because he keeps us alive.
And the situation.
Okay, my headspace was in the wrong place there because I heard Village People, and I just thought the band The Village People was being in this movie.
It's actually play that 24/7. It also.
That would have been perfect.
No, but the situation in itself, Alan, like just like the fact that they live in these fucking conditions and everything too. Because the thing is too, like this place probably has weird ass fucking storms. Like when they're going into the fucking place, like there's this ridiculous force field that they had to go through. And I'm just kind of like, damn, dude, like I didn't know I was watching Geostorm. Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, it makes sense. Like it's one of those things of like, how do you explain why this island's not really been like documented? Well, because there's always storms in the oceans anyway, like that can cover like because Kong Island is not like the size of Australia; it's a small island. Yeah. So storms happen in the sea all the time. It makes sense. Like, oh yeah, we can't really scan there because it's just a fucking thunderstorm.
Yeah, that made sense, and I didn't mind that. But the scene of them flying the fucking helicopters in there, it's like, all right, we're going through a storm. I want your helicopter 2 feet from mine and yours like right under mine. Let's go. And the helicopters are like flying
again,
so
it's not like
close.
They just took a bunch of randos. Their literal job is to fly into storms. Like that's actually their entire job. That's like saying, man, how does a cop know how to solve this crime? It's his job.
Yeah,
no, but that's the thing, like, I like
flying the helicopters so close to each other during the storm. It just
looked
weird.
Because there's no radio. You basically, essentially, almost has to maintain visual contact because all radio circuitry would be fucked during that.
And the one thing
the only thing I disagree is like I hate to pull out some like nerdy shit, but when helicopters and planes fly through storms, they stay as far away as possible, just in case they get a wind drift that slams them into each other.
No shit.
Yeah, and
I tried, man. I tried.
No, because I agree with Julian in that sense, but at the same time, like there was something so like almost like campy. Like okay, like when I watch horror movies and shit too, I really like the idea when people are together and it's like it's cold and that's gonna sound like weird. Like it's like oh, I want people to hug each other.
It's like being held by warm men. Yeah.
No, like the scene is really well done. Like it's a nitpick for me, but I love like the dialogue that Samuel Jackson is giving like the whole time they do that, and then it leads to like a fucking amazing action scene where King Kong's like, "Look at my dick," and he kills everyone.
Oh, that was great. I love that.
And
but yeah, no, like
Samuel Jackson looked and he was like, "That's a big dick." Like it was pretty cool. Like,
one of the things I loved about it, and I was looking at my watch during this part. I'm like, okay, how long before they get to see Kong? 23 minutes, not like 2 hours in the fucking Peter Jackson one.
Yeah,
not even 23 minutes. Like that flashback, like first 4 minutes, literally. Like that's when you first.
Yeah, but like I talk about like you actually like the movie's like here's the monster, not just here's his eye. Like you legitimately see him.
And Justin,
it's
the
like
thing that we
less
mean
than
by
30
that too
minutes.
is because like the way you're saying the way they saw Kong in the first 3 minutes, the same way we saw Godzilla's back for like the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, but the reason they didn't choose us, they're just like, here he is, here's the monster, there you go. Which
no, but my point is, it's like we didn't have to sit there and wait through whatever the fuck whatever her name was doing in the Peter Jackson one for like the first hour. Yeah. Like they got to what they needed to do, but they also managed to have story. What I liked about it is you had a large cast of characters, a large cast, and you got enough of them. It's like they could have easily been one note, but you were given enough. that you can recognize them right off the bat. Like Eazy-E's character, I don't remember the actor's name. I call him Eazy. He's a scared guy. He's fucking terrified. He's doing his job, but he is freaking out every 10 seconds.
I don't know if this is him, but this motherfucker looks funny as shit. Like I don't think that's the character you're talking about, but that's hilarious. Oh damn, that's a big motherfucker.
Like the mentor who kept telling the stories but kept fucking up the details. Like he was like my favorite character in the movie.
The only character that it was like, why the... The only I was gonna say the only character that's like, why the fuck are you here? Is Dr. Dre's Asian girlfriend.
It's she was a biologist, but yeah.
Who are you?
I would say there's
who the fuck are you?
I forgot she was in the movie. At one point, she just disappears until near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she literally has no character arc. Like she's only there to say a few lines of dialogue. But I can argue there are a few other characters who are kind of useless, like Toby Kebbell's character, the Southern soldier dude. Like he served no purpose in the story other than to get lost and then die. You know, like.
Well, no, again, but that's the thing. It's like it was enough there that you kind of go like. There have situations in which, like, again, his assistant wasn't memorable, but every person you saw on screen was memorable to a certain degree.
I feel like Tom Hiddleston,
like, you know, him trying to just like the whole thing of, you know, hey Billy type joke that went through the whole movie. I really enjoyed that.
And the fact that,
I found he was just okay, and also I found Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson didn't even need to be in the movie. Like I feel like if they had made it a tighter movie with fewer characters, like just Sam Jackson, John Goodman, and Sam Jackson's unit, that probably would have been a tighter story.
No, because again, I know exactly why. Because especially at the end of the movie, it's those characters like Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson. They're gonna be in like the other movies. Like if they ever do a Gamera and they want to either go like 10 years in the future, like when this movie ends, you're like, okay, these people are gonna start forming the fucking crew that we saw in the Godzilla movie, because this is almost a prequel to the Godzilla movie.
I know, but for one, they're going to be like 50 years old when they get to the new.
No,
Godzilla.
I'm not saying that the sequel's going to be modern time. I'm talking about the sequel could be like, what was this, Vietnam? So what, like, I can't remember the exact year, but like 80s or 90s could be the next movie.
Yeah, but two, also, I found that they were not very interesting compared to Sam Jackson and his team. Like, you know, Eazy-E, the other guys who are the soldiers there, you know, those guys, that's a genuine story because they're, you know, they built pathos for those dudes. They're like, yeah, we just want to go home. We're done with this war, and now we have to go through this whole freaking mess with the monsters.
Yeah, but here's
Tom
the
Hiddleston
thing.
and Brie Larson just there to be there.
The way I feel about this, though, Justin, because I mean, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you 100%, and I also agree with Alan. But the thing is like, if you notice, the reason why they are like not that interesting is like they are involved with all the Khan shit. Like when Khan shows up, and when there's a weird fucking like creature coming out, or when they meet the village people, like the Alan called them earlier. Like, when that happens, though, it's happening with the boring people because they're saving that scene. And Samuel Jackson's character, he's interesting by himself. He doesn't need all those big monsters. Like I just want to see him.
He's proactive. Like he moves the plot forward. Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson just react to stuff happening.
Yeah, but again, I like how, again, you say that, but I like the sense where they're really the only civilians here. I mean, Tom Hiddleston's character is kind of a spy, but what I kind of liked is, yeah, they're just the normal civilians, and you see just them kind of reacting to what's going on, because the hardened soldiers have been seeing shit all throughout, you know, the Vietnam-era war. So they kind of like have to almost train to not really react to this bullshit, except for the ones that don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. But they were really the civilian core. They're the kind of people you followed. So when awesome stuff happened, it was really, really fun to see them kind of go through this. Like again, you bring up the sword fighting scene. That was like my favorite fucking scene in the movie.
Yeah, and the one thing like
the spider scene. I actually love the spider scene.
Me too. And I want to go ahead and end this soon, actually, because I don't want to talk about this way too much. You know, I think we're like at 3 hours, almost.
Yeah, no. I'll say one thing though. John C. Reilly stole the show. That the single best thing.
I thought I was gonna hate him. I was so mad when he first popped up. I'm like, you're gonna ruin the fucking movie. I'm like, no, you're actually one of my favorite characters.
No, yeah, like just the comedy of it, the fact that this dude, like, I mean, I loved the way they ended for him and everything too.
Yeah, that was such a heartfelt ending. I was like, I was tearing up. I'm glad he got that hot
dog. And like these creatures were the shit too. I love these fucking creatures. The
Skull
great bad guys, Skull Crushers.
Yeah, they had different monsters. That's what I didn't expect. Yeah. That's what surprised me. I'm like, they had really unique, interesting monsters. Of like, let's just have fun with this. Again, the spider scene was great because its legs look like bamboo legs, so you don't really notice it until shit's already gone down.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the chat too. Toki saying Khan's angry like me all the time, looks just like me or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But I will say though, man, like Khan angry is scary as fuck. I loved when Khan was like, "Oh, you motherfucker," and like, man, like I will say the ending fight scene wasn't all that, and I didn't really like seeing him so heroic. I know he's supposed to be heroic, but I was like,
I agree with you, but at the same time, like to the point that I was gonna make before, every scene has like a gimmick to it, and I feel like it really works. Like one scene I want to mention is like the scene where John Goodman dies. I love that when it swallowed the camera and the flash kept going off.
Yeah, because it gives you the visual awareness of what's going on.
Yeah, it was just so creative. But like what you were saying, like, fuck, like the point about like how Brie Larson is like, you know, kind of wasted, like especially at the end scene. I do agree with you. Like she's annoying in that scene at the end because it's like you'd drown, you'd be dead. But the part where the Kong gets thrown against the boat and the fucking chains wrapped around his arms, I wanted to get up and applaud. I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
I thought that was so awesome.
Because that had to happen because I thought they were gonna like. I was thinking like, don't go to New York. Don't somehow make this go to the Empire State Building. Yeah, but they didn't. They kept it in one area.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this fucking movie had integrity. Like you're just like.
Yeah, I totally thought at one point they're gonna go to New York, but they actually didn't. They stayed on the Skull Island.
Yeah, so I was just so fucking happy with that, dude. Like this movie, like I said,
the credit teaser, man.
No, yeah, we gotta talk about that shit. Now, here's the thing, though. I will say that shit seemed so last minute. Like, I feel like, I mean, like, okay, I was hyped because Anthony actually showed me this fucking, the clip and everything on YouTube. Someone uploaded it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, Godzilla thing, and I had a fucking huge boner. Like, usually I'm like 6.5, 7. It was like fucking 9.25. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I was on that train to Busan, Julian. Like,
I wrote it, man. I was there. I saw that when I saw that shit in theaters. Like, they show Mothra, and then they show fucking Godzilla, and then they show King Ghidorah and all of them fucking there. And it's like,
and Nick, to argue with your point, I don't think that felt last minute because the whole movie is basically like they're a bunch of kind of like almost crackpots because they're like, these things fucking exist. These huge monsters exist. Why would anyone listen to us? So the idea that they kind of said, yeah, King Kong is crazy, but we've been seeing this shit for a while, but until y'all showed up, nobody believed us. So it's like, yeah, we got a fucking slideshow, we did some editing, like, we got the shit ready.
yeah, exactly. The slideshow is what killed me, is that the fact that there was editing on it, and I was like, okay, like, for a bunch of people that is so taboo that this shit is even existing, like, I just found it a little, like, okay, you know, like, oh, we know all about these creatures. Like, we know all about these creatures.
Like, at the start of the movie, they're trying to get funding to go to this area because nobody believed them. So it's like, yeah, they're probably showing like, hey, look at this cave painting. It's like, that's just a bunch of drawings on a cave. You want me to give you billions of dollars for that? Fuck you. Like, now they have a team that actually believes them.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. And the Godzilla War is fucking amazing. I can't wait to see them go against each other. But as far as rating for this movie, definitely a fucking 4.25 out of 5 for me. It's not even a 4.5. The reason why I have issues with it is Samuel L. Jackson. I feel like old dude, kind of unlucky. I don't like how the fact that this fucking guy got in a big ass helicopter wreck and he gets up, damn motherfucker, and just walks around not even a limp throughout the whole fucking thing. It was just
there's
like
a few
hey, people survive helicopter crashes all the time. Look at Shane McMahon.
Yeah, exactly. Rings I hate on people. That's the thing, though. It was just it felt a little weird that Samuel Jackson was so ineffective. And then the thing is, John Goodman, I loved his character so much. I was upset that he died. And it was a cool way he died. That's one of my favorite scenes, just like Julian. But my issue is, I think it would have been a much better story if he would have stayed alive and somehow he had more to do with the ending. Like, because I like the way he sold the fact that he's tired, the fact that he's not made to be in that fucking place, but yet he's really fucking smart, and that's why he's surviving because of his fucking smarts and his ability to hold shit over other people. Oh, man, John Goodman's just been kicking ass. Every movie he's in is just fucking again.
Yeah, really, like.
He's one of the all-time
like
greats.
this in 10 Cloverfield Lane, like, holy shit.
Yeah, or that movie with Louis C.K. and Bryan Cranston. Like, I forgot what fucking movie that was called, whatever. But like,
Trumbo.
Trumbo, yeah. Like, shit like that. It's like this dude is just cranking them out, man. And I hope that Roseanne doesn't fuck it all up when that shit starts up next year.
Hey, that Roseanne was his breakout, so I mean he's just going back to the nest. So
yeah, I guess so. But Julian, like rating this fucking movie out 5 stars, man. What'd you give it? Go ahead and say something.
I think on my YouTube channel I gave it something similar to what you did, like 4.5, like 2 or something. Like it's a really nice movie. I love watching it, but it gets like at the end it like starts getting really dumb. They're like, goodbye.
No, I agree. No, I kind of agree. I don't like that ending scene, dude. Something about it was just kind of like, this movie's so awesome. It has such integrity, and you kind of became something that I really did not want you to be.
Like, how awesome would it have been if Brie Larson just drowned?
Yeah.
Like, if she died.
Why does Khan have to save the girl? Like, maybe if he would have saved Tom
again,
Hiddleston, would be
because again, reference to the original Kong stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of
even
the
then,
that build scene, his favorite scene, is a reference to the old thing that happened.
there's one point where he grabs her from the water and he's still fighting the monster, and literally like she gets shoved down through the monster's throat because Kong's, it starts to swallow Kong's hand. I'm just like, she's surviving a lot, like near drowning, near devoured, everything like that. It got a little ridiculous at some point.
Oh, and one of my favorite things, I just gotta mention this real quick. How about when Kong gets that power up? When he gets that weapon,
Man, he pulled it. That was great. He gets the fucking. I was loving that. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
And the fact that it was a propeller made that shit cooler. Like, it wasn't like some big boulder or something. Like, it was a fucking propeller, and he's just
he got that shit on like a chain. It was like fucking spinning that shit.
Yeah, and then also too the exhaustion in the monsters. Khan looked like he was like, oh, just fucking die. Like,
getting cut and like attacked.
Yeah, dude. When they show the close up of his hand and he has those cuts on it, those are some gnarly looking cuts.
And the scars too. Like they actually he's been in fights. He gets hit. He heals up, but like he still gets hurt.
Yeah, and even taking drinks of water, like you can see the blood coming out through the water in his fingers, kind of thing. Like,
I saw his HP going up. Like, it was like fucking Death Parade and shit. Like it was pretty cool shit. Like I dig that. But Birdman, how about you, man? Like, what would you rate this fucking movie out of 5 stars?
Honestly, I think I'm sticking with this rating. I'm giving this a perfect fucking better than Sex 5 out of 5. Because all the stuff y'all are bringing up are nitpicks that didn't really bother me. Because whenever you look at a movie, you always have to think. There's always some flaw in a movie. There's always some little thing that doesn't make sense because it's a movie. But to me, none of that stuff ever bothered me. I was just engorged in how beautiful this imagery was, how much I was really latching onto every single character, how much there's actual choreographing in the fight scenes, because I did not expect that. I expected to just be a bunch of punches and a bunch of Pacific Rim bullshit. I was like, no, you saw all the fighting, you saw all the action. There was a sword fight in this? What?
Yeah, and then on top of it all,
it kept surprising me. It kept giving me more and more things to love right until the very end with that emotional moment. I'm like, there's not a single thing in this movie I would change.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that we're all agreeing on that really quick. I'm gonna have 2 more flex really quick. So Eddie, you sir, you said you actually watched the movie, which you never really added anything on the flex and chills because you never watched anything, but you did finally. So what's up, man? What'd you watch?
I redbox Alien Covenant, and it was kind of okay-ish.
No, Eddie, no, fucking, I love you. Fuck you, Alan. Allie, I won't say fuck you because you are a girl.
That's what, you found the one person that enjoyed it mildly, slightly?
Wait, Jenny?
Go under the sea. Yeah. Under the sea,
Oh, you got to leave, baby. Jenny got you. She pulled your ass down.
Hey, I guess we could call him a seagull now.
What?
I thought that sea.
The bird. Birdman, seagull, fuck you.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yo, don't spoil it. I'm going to watch it.
No, but...
Not as bad as your internet sucks right now. Leave and come back.
No, but Eddie, dude, the thing is with Alien Covenant, man, what is it that you feel like you disagree with people that hated it so much? Like, what did you disagree with them the most when you watched this?
Well, I mean, I don't really...
Well,
I don't really blame them if they hate it, but...
Okay.
Yeah, no, because he even said
I didn't think it was great.
Yeah, he thought it was okay. That's what he said. So.
Okay, well, because I thought it was okay too.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing a lot of fuck yous and whatnot. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I mean, I liked it better than Prometheus because it had just more interesting stuff going on with the body horror.
Yeah.
And a lot of more horror movie stuff. And then when they delved into more of the Prometheus side of things, I kind of got bored. Because I was like, well, that movie bored the fuck out of me. So
yeah, and that's
I don't really care about any of that shit.
I know people probably can't tell the difference between this and fucking Prometheus right now. It's like, oh, just alien shit happening.
Yeah, both are crappy movies.
Aw, that's fucked up. No, because that's the thing.
I like Prometheus. I need to see this movie. I bet I would dig it. I watched the first 30 minutes, and I was just super exhausted, so I fell asleep. But I was really digging what they were doing with the characters. No one was giving a shitty performance, at least at the start. I could buy.
I mean,
the first half of Covenant and the second half of Covenant are 2 different movies.
But that's a good thing, though. That's
no, it's not, because one is half a decent movie, the other one is just a garbage fire. So it's you have a decent garbage fire. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I agree with Julian in the sense of or agree with you, Alan, in the sense of there's the 2 different fucking movies. But the thing is for me, the reason why I say it's a good thing is because that first half was something that people wanted to watch Prometheus for, and they're probably like, oh man, they lost their integrity, they're doing the same alien shit. But you got that non-alien shit in the beginning, and you got the story and the build and everything, and then the second part of the movie is you know what, fuck it, fuck integrity, fuck everything, horror movie shit, people having sex
and
in
it
the
was
shower,
bad horror movie stuff. The CG fucking whatever the fuck they used, which when it looked on the girl, she had almost no reaction, but says I think she was laughing.
I don't remember that.
Stuff.
I mean,
that was awful.
it's just like there's some parts like the tears coming out. People, I know they're not real tears. I know people are not that good of an actress or actor in this fucking movie, but it's just like. Man, there's a lot of facial reactions to certain things, lots of close-ups, lots of like people looking to that fucking hole in the door, like fucking Velociraptor and goddamn Jurassic Park. They're like, "Oh God, Johnny!" and the fucking spine thing comes out and fucking ripping through the goddamn skin.
Yeah,
like,
but
shit's amazing.
Some of the stuff that makes no sense is like some of the stuff they use for trailer shots literally feel like they filmed them just for the trailer shots. So when it happens in the movie, it makes no sense. Like the two couple having sex. It's like, oh man, our crew is captured and most of them probably got killed by something. Let's go fuck in the bathroom. Why?
Yeah. Did they ever like appear before that scene? Because I did not
I
recognize
don't
them.
fucking remember them.
No, and here's the thing. Like, I agree with you that shit was stupid. Allie was, man, she was pissed as fuck about that shit. You know what I mean? And so
that was some
Jenny,
Friday the
you know.
13th shit.
And oh God, I love you. Yes, Eddie, because that's the fucking thing.
But that's not good though.
It's
That's just they had sex just for the sake of having sex so they can get killed in some weird convoluted way.
no, and it's stupid. But it's like if that's dumb, then Julian liking Crank is fucking retarded because literally there's a scene where they had to have sex in the car, and yes, to an extent it kind of
Crank
makes
is
sense.
fucking stupid. No one's denying that, but Crank,
But that's the thing.
the
Crank
whole thing is trying to be
but
dumb.
Crank is
As
in that
opposed
genre
to
of
this movie that's trying to be scientifically accurate and it says
no,
fuck
it's
it
not.
after.
It's not being scientific, dude. It's Alien
The
Covenant.
half of the movie is like they're actually talking real science stuff. The second half of the movie just says fuck it.
Now I'm gonna try to calm down because I don't want Justin to feel uncomfortable. But
I have not seen this movie, so I am, and I know Nick yells at me if I ever talk about movies I haven't seen. So I'm just sitting out. I'm sitting out to the side here, not bothering.
very good. Yes. I might yell at you anyways. I might find some kind of fucking way. But
I like how
I'll
Justin's
still
being
fact
quiet and
check
he's
you.
like, I still see you, motherfucker.
I don't know, literally, and it's kind of fun because he hasn't said anything, and like my eyes been looking at this motherfucker the whole time. I'm just
Eyeing
ready to-
him. Say something.
Yeah, exactly. Say something, motherfucker. And I just like flinch.
Nah,
Say
man,
something again.
You're forgiving this movie for way too much stupid BS. If this was called Alien and this was called Randos, if this was called Star Trek, you would have been shitting all over this fucking movie, man.
That's the thing, because in that genre of movie, it's like that nerdy shit. Like, I mean, I know.
But because it's called Alien, it gets a free pass. Okay.
But like, okay, like,
You know,
this is like my laundry list of shit that I want in an alien movie. I want fucking the alien face, whatever the fuck they call it, like inside the mouth coming out and
Face
going into
hugger.
the skull.
Facehugger, yeah, which they did a shitty version of.
Yeah, I want acid coming out. I want action. I want blood. I want guts, and I want gunshots, and I want people running away from shit. And I kind of want something somewhat new, and I got all of those things. That's somewhat
You got
new.
none
It's a
of
spine
those.
thing.
It's like they rip off scenes from the first Alien. The Alien itself is not that fucking interesting. It turns into a PS2 game near some of the action scenes near
see
the
what
end.
you're saying,
This is
though,
complete garbage of a movie.
but, Alan, you forget that most of the Alien movies aren't all that good, anyways. I mean, there's only
Yeah,
two
But the
exactly.
good
first
Alien.
two
Yeah.
are
Okay.
really good movies.
Okay.
But those are
The
two
fucking
movies.
next
Well,
five
Julian,
suck.
actually, okay, I'm gonna 1 second, Julian. I'm gonna actually, because me and you're gonna go back and forth for a little bit. We might actually end up having to leave before you finish this fight. But Julian, what were you gonna say there, sir?
No, I was just I was worried what Justin was going to say about the good Alien movies, but like when I really think about it, I'm not that big a fan of Aliens. I think that Alien is a fucking masterpiece, and I think that Aliens is aight.
See, I'm kind of the other way around. I
I think Alien
is
1 is okay. I think Alien 2 is incredible.
Yeah, same here.
And Aliens for me, I think is great, but it's still like it's just good because there's not a whole lot of great Alien movies. I think it's the best Alien movie ever, but Alien movies kind of suck.
Well, no, I liked it because again, it showed me a lot of the lore, which I like lore when it comes to the space stuff. I like you trying to create a universe. It gave me a lot of fun, interesting characters, interesting quirks. A lot of the lines that I heard from other stuff started from that movie, and it was just it was a survival. It was a survival thing. It was almost like when you showed me Dawn of the Dead. It was like kind of Dawn of the Dead but with aliens, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually kind of enjoying this.
Yeah. So I mean that's cool, but Eddie, I'm gonna ask you, like, I mean, because you kind of said that you gave it, like, you didn't really care. You're like, it's alright, but like rating wise, what would you give this movie?
Probably 2.5.
2.5. And
Out of
I feel the
5.
same way.
I mean, this is a thing about this is it's from a franchise that has had some pure shitty movies. I mean, Resurrection and EVP Requiem was just one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and this is above that. It actually feels like an Alien movie. They got the look of it right. They got the the CG actually looks kind of decent. Except for when it's like all super close up and it's moving really fast, like that little alien on top of that one chick. I was like, I can kind of tell. But the horror parts are entertaining enough. But the whole when they try to get all sciencey and all like the Prometheus movie, that's when I was kind of tuning out. When I was like, yeah, I get that you're trying, but it's just the execution is just not good enough.
Yeah, no, and I
Wait,
completely
wait,
agree.
Eddie, you weren't entertained by all the flute sequences?
The what? Oh.
So
Oh yeah, did we forget that Michael Fassbender makes out with
and
himself in this
the
movie?
fucking
Yeah, Allie loved it. No.
Michael Fassbender makes
also
out with...
Oh, go
also
ahead.
the ending anyone could see the ending coming from a mile away. Like, oh, this android is actually not helping him. He's just being an asshole. It's
Yeah.
not
And
actually
he
the
created
good
the
guy. It's
entire
the bad
alien
guy the whole
universe.
time. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I know people kind of saw that coming,
So,
but then
yeah.
it's like Prometheus kind of tells you somewhat too. So it's like, you know what? Like, you gotta stick with what y'all did the last movie, and it's like maybe the things
Yeah,
that
never
wrong
try to
with this-
improve. Oh, just continue sucking.
Well, no, it's just like I mean, like that.
And I
that's-
kind of
yeah, the storyline thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just like you gotta
Prometheus
stick to the
is
story. But yeah, I mean, I know
the
what
thing
you
is
mean, though.
Prometheus is a movie that you just forget about. So
Yeah, no, I think the internet's fucked up. But it's all
So you guys keep cutting each other out. So you're like, I bet. No, I'm gonna.
Basically,
Yeah,
just
I know.
because it's consistent. To which
Yeah.
I say,
I
it's like,
couldn't tell if anyone was talking.
I mean, shit, this movie did so badly that the fucking studio doesn't even know if it's gonna do a fucking another one of these.
They will eventually.
They probably will,
Batman.
but
They
like,
should.
Not
it's
for a
like,
while.
ugh, the last one just kind of almost sunk it.
And with that said, I just don't want anyone kind of missed or left out or everything. But Julian, I didn't get to ask you, man, like Flex and Show wise, like anything that you watched that you want to talk about really quick before we wrap
I
it up?
did want to mention this because I didn't do a review for it on my YouTube channel. I saw Baby Driver because fucking everyone and their mom
my
was like, "You gotta see it," and like, it was not that good.
It was awful, man.
It wasn't
awful.
awful,
It was-
but it was just kind of lame in a lot of places. Some of the music, I was like, "Fuck you." There was one part in particular where it's like they played a song. I was like, "There's no reason for this," and then later in the movie, you find out there is a reason for it. It's like, well, why don't you play that version of the song? Maybe that would have had some sort of impact.
Oh,
But, like-
Julian, did you like how the movie ends 30 minutes into it?
Kind of.
Okay, so not to cut off Julian, but what happens is, so the mission you see that they show in all the trailers is like, this is your last job. This is the last thing you gotta do. You paid up my debt. You're done after this. So he does it, and things go well, relatively well. And he gets rid of his car. He starts, going to his girl. He starts living his life. And me and Nadia are like, man, the movie's over. He completed everything. The movie is now finished.
Well, like,
It was over, but it keeps going in a way. Like, I mean, the whole movie is just one walking and talking cliche. Like, if they're not this cliche, they're the other one. Like, Kevin Spacey is playing fucking Kevin Spacey. Like, I had heard that before I'd seen the movie, but it was like, Jesus Christ! Like, half the movie felt like a fucking Call of Duty CG trailer. I was like,
No,
what
it
the
was
fuck
just
is
he
going
got
on?
off House of Cards and still continued to be the same character. Just
fuck?
did a few lines and walked out.
yeah.
What happened to Kevin? Why the fuck is Kevin Spacey doing all this dumb shit? Like,
Man,
first that
no,
cat
actually,
movie, and now
he
this.
really got range. Like even in fucking what's that movie that Nick gets mad at because of the fucking floating plastic bag?
Not American Ultra. I'm saying American Beauty.
American Beauty. He's fucking Kevin Spacey in American Beauty.
Yeah, no, Kevin Spacey, he's a very versatile actor, but he has a very set style that you always know it's a Kevin Spacey performance. So, I mean, I don't always fault that with him when he's playing very safe Kevin Spacey-like characters, because no one does it better than Kevin Spacey. But,
yeah, but it was written in a way where it was just like, it was so paint by numbers, I could still see the fucking two. Like,
what about
that's
the
all
fucking-
right.
What about the fact that John Hamm apparently can't be killed by any means known to man?
I liked his character the
I like
best.
him too.
The
I
last
thought he was
20
great.
minutes, and I'm killing him in
I was
convoluted ways and him surviving.
I was confused why people were flipping out over Jamie Foxx. Like, he was fine.
He's the worst
I mean,
person in this movie. The only reason the movie has any problem is because of him. And I'm pretty sure he's just playing John Berthal's character, who does the exact same fucking thing, but walks out of the movie like 10 minutes in.
And actually, that's
Yeah.
another thing really quick before we continue too, because like the John Bernthal situation too. I remember I talked to Corey Coleman like literally the night that he did the review, and I was like, hey man, like I'll put some stuff in the tags, and I'll even put John Bernthal's name in there because he's probably trending over the Punisher and everything. And Corey literally told me, he's like, dude, he might as well not be in the fucking movie. Like Corey literally
Yeah.
told me on the phone, like,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
don't get
weird.
like,
Like,
and-
because what happens is John Berthal's character hates the main character for whatever fucking reason.
well, because John
Yeah,
Bernthal has to
just
hate
doesn't
somebody because he's
trust him.
Shane.
Yeah,
man.
but because John Berthal has to be an asshole. But it's funny, so it's like, man, fuck you with your headphones. Why aren't you listening? You're a little bitch. You need reasons to be in crime. He walks out of the movie. Jamie Foxx comes back in and does the exact same fucking dialogue. And I'm like pretty sure like did John Bernthal just have better shit to do at this time, and they just called Jamie Foxx because fuck it? Because he's the same character almost.
Yeah, no, you missed the part when they dyed his skin like Tropic Thunder style and shaved his hair. He did the.
That's just John Bernthal.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing that just annoys me is like, because I like Jamie Foxx too, and I like that he's actually doing something like a strong character. I mean, you comparing that to John Bernthal is like the hugest compliment you could probably do right now, because John Bernthal's hot as fuck right now with the Punisher and all.
Yeah, I
that
didn't mean it
shit.
as a compliment, but I mean it was like when you see the movie, it's like, were you
mean,
just
it's
was John Bernthal saying this whole movie?
I like Jamie Foxx's character. I thought like he acted that part really well. I think it's just the problem. The main problem that everyone has with this movie, and I think it's a good movie, but it's a very if it wasn't Edgar Wright directing it, it's just any other Drive knockoff. Because it literally is the same plot of Drive.
Oh, it's Drive mixed with La La Land. No, it's Transporter mixed with La La Land.
Yeah.
I don't know the La La Land. Yeah, but and that's the thing.
That's
It's like
music for no fucking reason.
it was a movie made around a playlist, and that's literally how it's written. It's written around all these songs that Edgar Wright likes, and then they're like, well, we'll do a crime movie around it. So then they just made a movie out of it.
They introduced an interesting gimmick that they could have had original music show up in the movie, and they don't pursue that like as much as I thought they could have.
Yeah.
And I thought that would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
and I
Ansel
like the
Elgort
idea.
just
Like, remember how, because he does this thing where he records conversations and then he makes remixes out of them.
yeah.
And some of them were kind of funny.
And get surprised why the criminals are pissed off.
But,
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to ask you though, like Justin, I have you go first. But, like, what would you rate this movie out of 5? Because I know we probably already talked about this before, but I'm just really curious. Like, especially after you guys had some time to actually think about these movies and everything as well. What would you rate this out of 5, Justin?
I mean, it's professionally made. It's got a decent cast behind it. It's just, it does feel like an excuse. It's an excuse for Edgar Wright to take a bunch of music he likes, to use a bunch of actors that he likes, and then just make a crime movie. But because otherwise, it's it's a surprisingly straightforward movie for an Edgar Wright film. Like, there's not a whole lot of his weird stylistic touches throughout it, or even any of his weird, like, there's lots of references in a lot of his films where they all do call back to the plot early on, and then it pays off later. No, everything is pretty much exactly as you think it is in the story. So
That's what,
but just saying,
go
like,
ahead.
because I still think it's still well executed on the whole, it's probably like a 3.5 out of 5. Where I'm just like, I enjoyed it while I was in the theater, but I wouldn't watch it again. And also the fact that the ending is just way too long. Like, it felt like I mean, and you joke about the whole half-hour ending kind of thing. I mean, the half-hour part, but there was that point when the plot was over, like actually over, and then there's another like 5 or 10 minutes to go. It's the Django Unchained problem, where there's literally a whole other movie to go before the ending happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really want to watch this movie, but you guys are turning me away from this shit big time. Like,
Don't, it's a waste of your fucking
No,
time.
it's not awful. It's just, it's decent. There's nothing
exactly.
special
It's
about it.
painfully average. Like, I feel like I could have gone to see something so much better because I got exactly what I expected. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just, bleh. It was a movie. Like, it's the definition of a 3 out of 5 for me.
Okay. Which, hey, that's not, like, you didn't hate it. You didn't think it's fucking
No,
awful.
it wasn't
It's just, like,
painful. It was pleasant in some parts, but there were other parts. It's like, yep, it's just very, like, by the books. And it
I
is
think
very well done and executed well. Like, you're totally right, Justin. I agree with that. But, like, at the same time, it's like, yeah, fuck it. Like, it wasn't special, so screw that.
Yeah. No, I think it didn't get any better than the tequila sequence. Which, like, even that, it's like it's kind of weird and out of place in the movie, but at least it showed some creativity on the part of the director. So.
Yeah. But you, Alan, out of the fucking 5
1 out of 5.
Nah, I don't want to give 1 out of 5 because that would imply there's something in the movie I liked. Honestly, just 0.
Damn.
Well, it's a giant fuck you. Because one thing that, like, I love sword fighting in movies. The one other thing I love in movies is, like, car chases and car carnage. And that's why I went to the movie. I'm like, oh, man, it's going to be cars and shit. It's going to be cool to watch. This movie is so fucking boring. It only plays music because it feels the need to play music. All the characters are one note and replaceable to the extent where, John Bernthal walks off screen and Jamie Foxx replaces them, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to happen. John Hamm is in the movie as being the nicest guy in the world until the last 30 minutes where he says, fuck it. None of the motivations make any sense. Kevin Spacey's just there for a paycheck. And all the action scenes are boring as fuck. There's not a single reason to watch this fucking movie. Like,
The
it's just
one
fucking
thing you
fuck
can't
you,
deny-
like, straight up.
The one thing you can't deny, though, and they spoil it in the fucking trailer, is that one scene with the Mike Myers mask. That shit is hilarious. That is a really
I
smart
don't
joke.
even remember that fucking bullshit. I think I remember the masks, but
Funny-ish. Yeah, it was.
that was just as much BS. It gets really violent at the last 20 minutes or something.
No, that's the shocking thing. That it's surprisingly gruesome for a movie that isn't it doesn't sell you on being gruesome, and then out of nowhere they'll have. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil
They go
anything.
from a PG movie to a rated R
Okay,
movie.
judging by every other time you said you're not gonna spoil it, you're about to spoil it. So.
No.
Watch
I'm
the
not
movie.
gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say. Just wait till you see one part near the end of the movie, and you're just like, okay, this went like.
Okay, Jamie
super
Foxx gets
graphic.
impaled by a fucking pipe, and it's bloody as shit.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you, Alan, for doing the thing I didn't
I don't
want
give
to
a
do.
shit.
Alan, it's like you hate this movie or something.
A little bit.
I know, right?
No, but
That was
I fucking gave you a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5 is a good fucking rating.
okay,
God damn.
Alan,
No,
stop
but
being
then
a
you
baby
can't call him
driver.
a 5 out of 5, and that's like a 3.5 at best. So
I'm glad you guys didn't hear that fucking pun I just made because y'all.
I saved you, Nick. There
Thank
you
you
go.
very much. But here's the thing, people. Like, I'm about to go ahead and switch the top right corner for a little something because we are about to go head on to that Ratchet Night Sun. Now, Ganja, this is
Ratchet.
Ratchet. No, I don't even know.
This was an epic length show.
Yeah, I don't even know. But no, man, it's Ratchet Night, and this is Ganja's baby. So, yeah, man, Ganja, go ahead, tell me, sir. Like, is there any rules that we should be having?
Pretty much this one, I want y'all to be a little more moratty, but if you guys just keep yelling the same thing out, we could kick you out. We had a little problem a few nights ago where someone just kept yelling out the same thing over and over again. Please do not be a troll. Like, we like you guys yelling out humorous stuff, but please, be original and just don't keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Also, same rules apply with the rabbit as with other after our viewing parodies. Keep talking to minimum. Try to hear the joke because most of this shit dialogue is very interesting. You want to hear the kind of ratchetness that comes out.
Interesting.
Very interesting and highly educational. Also, for the people watching on YouTube, I'll be posting the rabbit link inside the comment section like we always do, and same thing inside the Double Toasted chat room.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cool as shit, people. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be there for a little bit. This is definitely not my thing. I don't watch ratchet shit. I don't think Justin does either. Hopefully, he doesn't go to hell because of this.
Oh, it will.
Bro, this
Actually, I'm kind of curious what Justin would be like. Oh my god, wait, what is that? Is she listening to rap music?
It's
Well,
like
considering the fact that when we watched Bad Girls Club, his first complaint was the editing. This is gonna be a great night.
Ooh, wait, okay, hold on. You were a bitch about
Wow.
the editing.
yes.
The fact that you literally couldn't see a shot for longer than half a second. But yeah, well, this is gonna be fun. We'll
Dude,
see.
this is more harmful to my inner being than like when you say words like sequence. Like, it's just like I die a little bit inside every time. This next
Before you end it, what are some of the movies that are being considered for this Ratchet?
Find out.
Yeah, actually find out because I was about to call you by your government name. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, we're not talking about movies. We're gonna probably finish off with a movie if there's a large number of people in there. But so far, it's gonna be a pulse inside of the rabbit or in the chat room in a little bit after we end this, and you guys need to vote on the shows. Honestly, you guys probably don't know half of these shows because I went through a whole list of horrible, god awful television, and it just found the best episodes for you guys to enjoy.
She is
Okay.
Creole.
The
Yes.
highest of quality.
I nominate a
Really?
supercut of fucking Flavor of Love this season with the crazy one. You know what I'm
New
talking about? A
York,
supercut of that? Yes. That would be amazing.
That'd be
We
incredible.
might.
Well, we'll see, people. We're all gonna get into the call right now too. I'm really curious if Allie's gonna be there too. She's probably like, I don't know about these people.
Maybe.
So that's it, basically. So there's only one thing left to fucking do, Ganja. Grrr.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Attack!
Attack! Attack!
The chat.